Yeah, I think we're ready.
Faint sounds of subway trains, city ambience, a lighter flicks, someone beatboxing in the distance.
Hey yo, gather round, let me put y'all on. See, the game ain't just about paper, it's about legacy. You stacking bills or building empires. You reading signs or stuck reading headlines. It's time to elevate, knowledge reborn. Feel me? Shout out to SHA Bliss, Mama T. Hey yo, I came from the dirt where the lost ones lurk. Now I channel serious when I put in this work. From the street lights to the starlight, knowledge divine. Got the whole zodiac mapped out my mind. 777s when I shuffle, every move is a line. Had to break free, cut the chains on my mind. You see they trap us in illusions, keep the wisdom diluted. But I'm building like the Moors did, all black suited. Running numbers like Pythagoras, adding up digits. Turn a cipher to a temple, got the ancestors with us. This that Pharaoh flow, deep like the metronome. Boom, bap, quantum math, every bar set in stone. We was born in the fire, raised in a storm. But the knowledge stays sacred, the wisdom stays strong. Turn the pain into gold, let the lessons live on. We the lost now found, it's the knowledge we're born. We was born in the fire, raised in a storm. But the knowledge stays sacred, the wisdom stays strong. Turn the pain into gold, let the lessons live on. We the lost now found, it's the knowledge we're born.
All right, all right, all right, all right. We are back with another one. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the SHA and M.I.M.S podcast. I'm your host, SHA Bliss, aka Mama T. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. For those of you that are in the chat and tuning in, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. What's going on? What's going on, Jennifer? What's going on, Latish? What's going on, DeMark? How's everybody doing? I appreciate y'all for being here. Look, we got another one. We got another one for y'all. We are going to pick up again from a couple weeks ago. Shout out to all the ones in the building. Thank you all for being here. Peace, everybody. Peace, peace, peace. Listen here. Listen here. Have you checked the numbers lately? Has anyone checked these numbers lately? Now, before we go on, before I bring on my guest, Crypto Rick is in the building. Who was on the show when we did part 1? Peace, everybody. Put a 1 in the chat if you was on the show when we did part 1. God's money. The greatest wealth transfer in the world about to take place right before your eyes. It's happening now. Who was on the show? 1. Okay, I see some ones. Shout out to the one. Shout out to one. Now. All right. We got some people in the building. Now let me ask you this. Who was on the Zoom call? Put a 2 in the chat if you was on the Zoom call, if you made that first Zoom call and signed up. We going somewhere with this. I'm going to, okay, Miss Aries in the building, Hannah in the building, Papa Gunny, I am billionaire. I like that name. Papa Gun, I'm sorry, Papa Gun, I am billionaire. You know, I got problems reading these names. Listen, okay. So you was on the show. You saw the first show. You came to the Zoom. How many after the Zoom, during the Zoom, or even before the Zoom, purchased some coins that cost? How many purchased some coins that cost? This is what, 3 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago? Priestess, I sat in the building. If you purchased you some coin, some silver during that first show, we almost about to double that. Almost. Close. I think at the time, silver was about $58, $59. Right now, as of today, right now, silver is $79. I gotta bring my forks. I ain't got the silver bars, but I'm bringing my fork. He showed me how to do it. Matter of fact, without further ado, let me bring on my brother, Crypto Rick. Ricardo, M-I-M-S-U is in the building. What's going on, brother? How are you doing today?
Let's go.
Listen.
What's up? What's up?
About,
yeah, y'all know what time it is, man. What a time to be alive.
Exciting.
What a time to be alive, awake, and conscious during one of the largest wealth transfers in history. Man, happy holidays, man. Happy New Year's, man. What a time. Starting off 2026 right.
Right.
Man. Honored, happy to be here.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you here again with us to give us this knowledge, this wisdom, and this information. Look, I was talking to my girl, Ty Phoenix, earlier, and we were going over so many things astrologically. Shout out to Ty Phoenix. And this was the year of the snake, right? We're getting to the close of the year of the snake. Now, I remember we have several conversations, and we always talk about the snake is going to do one or two things. It's either going to shed its skin or eat its tail. And if you've been looking at the theme of the past 12 months, there's been a lot of shedding of skin and a lot of eating of tails. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
A lot of things shedding, a lot of things coming out, a lot of things in the forefront. But the beauty of it all, if you did the inner work, because it also rules transmutation, transformation, you got to shed your old skin in order to walk in the new. And the year that's coming up next in Chinese astrology is the year of the horse. What do horses do? Baby, if you don't have your saddle and you ain't ready to giddy up and gallop, I don't know what to tell y'all. Look, it's time, y'all. All the esoteric signals, that's you right, Gemma. All the esoteric signals are there. And I'm going to go a little deeper into that as we get further into the show. What's up, chosen girl? Listen, I don't even know where to begin. It's so exciting. Yeah. It's so exciting. What you got for us today, M.I.M.S? What you got for us today? What you want to set it off with?
Man, I mean, I get excited, and I don't know, obviously we got some ones in the chat and some twos, and I see people who know about silver and who know what's going on. And even if, people don't know about silver or know what's going on, you feel it. You feel there's a shift. You feel there's a different frequency on the planet. We're going into a whole new era, a whole new time. And, I like to talk about, economics and the monetary system and how to build wealth and capitalize on the largest wealth transfer in history. But like anything, people can't really appreciate the solution that you bring to them until they fully understand the problem, And so one thing that people really need to understand is to create that kind of sense of urgency, but also to reduce their anxiety about the situation and things that are going on. Because there's a lot in people's lives that they can't control, the micro and the macro, a situation that's going on globally, with the financial system. And I tell people all the time, the most important economy is your own economy. That's the most important economy that you should worry about is your economy. And most people don't realize that the global economy is resetting. The world is changing. The dollar doesn't buy you what it used to. It's not money. And a lot of people are waking up to that reality because they're seeing the dollar just doesn't buy them what they used to. The prices of goods and services are rising. It's harder and harder to maintain your standard of living. So it's important that people realize, why that is. It's because we lack that financial literacy and understanding of how money was created and why we have the problems that we have, why people continue to suffer financially. But, the exciting thing about, where we are right now is that this is really an opportunity. We are in a monetary reset. We are in the largest wealth transfer in history. And if you tap into that frequency, if you acquire the right assets, get the right education, information, and follow the right people, you can make sure that a wealthy family comes from you, even if you didn't come from a wealthy family. We're talking about legacy, generational wealth in this time period that we're living in right now, which is the most significant time period ever in history. More important than anything we've learned in the history books and religious texts, this time period that we're living in is the most significant time period ever. It will be studied, it will be debated, it will be talked about for hundreds of years to come. And this is the time that you actually find yourself awake, alive, and conscious. And more importantly, the ability to actually do something that can set you and your generations up for centuries to come as well. So I'm excited because I understand the time and what must be done. I understand the economy. I understand where we are cosmically and where we're going and the things that you need to do in the physical realm as well as the spiritual realm to make sure that that's in.
Go ahead. That's what I'm talking about. It's really, you said it, honey. You said it all. Absolutely. That's so important. And many of us get caught in one world and not realizing that you're here to merge the world, merge the two, merge the spiritual with the physical, bring from the spiritual realm into the physical reality, and really live your best life. All right. Everything is not doom and gloom. There's a lot of fear mongering going on. There's a lot, oh, what if they do this? What if they do that? What if then I was getting caught up in that for a hot second too.
Yeah.
But I don't think we understand that it's over. Like that realm, that old world, it's over and it's crumbling before your eyes. And it's a reason for this. Now I'm going to dig a little bit more into the esoterics about what silver is representing on another frequency. So, you know, silver has been undervalued, right? For far so long, suppressed for far so long. And it wasn't, but it has some of the most uses industrially, medicinally, right? And the signifying or the signaling of this breaking out this cage is bigger than just the metal. Okay. Now, astrologically, silver is the moon. You ever heard silver moon, right? Silver rules the tides. It rules the phases. It rules emotion. And above all, y'all know where I'm going. It governs the divine feminine energy. Suppressed, undervalued, but has some of the most uses. Something is happening that make it break out of its trajectory, make it go vertical. And I'm going to tell you what's going on. In astrology right now, there's a planet called Jupiter. Jupiter's called the great benefit. It's the planet that rules luck and expansion and growth. It's the great protector. And right now it is transiting in the sign of Cancer, which is ruled by the moon. So this is why we say the moon is the divine feminine and silver is the energy of the metal of the moon, because it's in the constellation of Cancer. And Cancer represents the mothers as well as the ancestors. I want y'all to listen now. The ancestors, the ruler of the fourth house in astrology, home, homeland, roots, all of the lands, the homelands of your mother, the homelands of the matriarch in your family, great-grandma, grandmama, the one who held it down, the one who got rank over your mother. Your great-grandmother got rank over your grandmother. So what I'm saying is when Jupiter transits in the sign of Cancer, the message is clear. Why is this important? Jupiter only makes a transit to each sign once every 12 years. It's not going to be back in the sign for another 12 years. So it is showing you the expansion through the sign of Cancer and utilizing it in the physical form through the matrices and showing you the power of the element of what's happening with silver. So some people think this is a one-time thing. It's happened kind of in the 50s, and it happened before in the, what was it, when it went to $50 and then it dropped again, right? Yeah. And then it was like these guys from Texas that did some sham shit, right? They did some things. These are the only times it spiked, right? But
Yeah.
this time it's planetary. Most people are not looking at the transits of the planet and seeing Jupiter that rules expansion, good fortune, growth, and protection. And it's exalted, meaning that there's signs that a planet goes into where it's either at its detriment, it doesn't operate well, it's at its fall, it operates horribly, or it's exalted, it operates at its highest expression. And Jupiter operates in its highest expression in the sign of Cancer. So this is no mistake to see why the silver, the metal that's ruled by the moon, and the moon is ruled in Cancer. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. You seeing it skyrocket and break records that you never seen happen before. And at the same time, simultaneously, what is it doing to the old structure? This is what we need to be looking at symbolically. What's going on with the paper traders, with the people who have been manipulating the markets for so long, who have been devaluing this thing? Look what's going on. And this time it's rising in the east. Everyone talks about China. China winning right now when it comes to this right here.
Oh, yeah.
And over here in the West is scrambling when it comes to this right here, because they have been devaluing this metal for so long that Jupiter came home to Cancer and broke her free. Now she loose. So all I have to say is it's not too late for you to tap in. Because I heard someone say that this number that it's at, you think it's the ceiling? This just may only be the floor. I'm going to stop right here.
No, that's fire. Yeah. No, that's powerful. That's the truth.
Woo! Hold on. I got the 2 to 4.
Look.
I got the 432, the 528, and the 369.
That's okay. If you got 2 coins, just do like this.
Oh, yeah, I got 2. Yeah, go ahead. Show me how, because I'll be dropping them all over the place.
Uh-huh.
Ping, ping, ping. I want to show y'all something. Now, this ain't about flaunting the things of that nature. I want to inspire you guys. All right. I really want y'all to get involved in this, because we need this more than we need that paper money. All right. That paper money it's not worth what these are worth now. And just in 2 weeks, you see what happened. You see what happened. Now, I'm so, since I got back in the game from Brother M.I.M.S here, I was able to just load up on some of these coins. And I want everybody to start getting these. I want everybody to start loading up. I done filled up 2 of my trays. And this is not even about, I'm not even worried about this little challenge thing. This is just showing me, this is the progress. This is how far we've come. We're coming. This is just the beginning. And it's really time for us to understand what this means. Remember, back when Mama T first came out, she had a slogan, and she said, "Pay me my weight." Who know the rest? If you've been following me from the beginning, Mama T used to say, "Pay me my weight." Who can finish it for me? Come on now. I know I got some of my day ones. Where my day ones? Pay me my weight. Maybe there's a delay. I'm going to give y'all. There you go, Long Dome, honey. Long Dome. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. And go.
That's right.
But now, honey, you paying me in silver, because silver is going to catch up to gold. Right? Gold is like $4,500 a troy ounce right now. What are you going to do when this goes to $1,000 an ounce? And there's a reason why I'm saying that. And we're not just like hypothesizing. Thank you for the super chat. we're not just putting numbers out there. We're trying to show you guys that there's a demand for this metal. We're going into the age of Aquarius. We're gonna have we got these electric cars now. We ain't paying at the pump. Soon you plug it in. They need batteries. We're moving away from plugging stuff into the wall to solar energy. What do you think these things are running on? What you say, man?
Hmm. What's that?
What you say about that there? What are
Uh-huh.
these things running on?
Yeah. They run on God's money. It's running on silver. Yeah, it's running on silver. That's for sure. Silver is the most electrically conductive metal there is, especially when you're talking about, even when you're talking about the missiles for the military. They're going to use the best. They have to have the most secure connection. And when you're dealing with certain electronics and certain things, vehicles and certain things of that nature, you need silver, and there isn't a
Yeah.
lot of it. There isn't a lot of it. So the demand is actually greater than the supply. So there's so many variables, so many factors, so many dynamics that make holding and acquiring physical silver, God's money, so attractive right now. And it's not even just about making money. This silver
Right.
is a national security asset. Okay. It's critical. It's vital to the national security of the United States. And it's at a time where there isn't enough of it in the world, and the world is demanding more silver. So,
Right.
the only reason, and on top of that, it having its monetary value, we know just the industrial demand alone is taking silver to hundreds and thousands of dollars an ounce, but let alone it now returning as money. People putting in its rightful place as money. In Florida, they made gold and silver legal tender. You could spend gold and silver the same way you spend in cash, and a few other states have done the same. And the dollar would have never had the world reserve currency status had it not been backed by gold and silver.
Mm.
The dollar has the world reserve currency status, and we've been enjoying, the lifestyle on the dollar because they've been able to print it up the way they have. But other countries don't have the ability to just print money like that. And the world would have never accepted the dollar had it not been backed by gold and silver. But now the dollar is no longer backed by gold and silver. Since 1971, President Nixon took the convertibility of the dollar into gold away. He suspended it and they never bought it back. But it's important that people understand the dollar was a certificate. It was an IOU. It was a receipt for money, which was gold and silver, which was God's money. It was a receipt for that, a certificate. No longer is it. So now it's fiat currency. It has no value and it's losing status and credibility across the world. And that's a major liability for anybody that's valuing their wealth or that relies on the dollar, which is everybody, especially in the United States. Everybody is relying on the dollar. Pay their bills, put food in their belly, food on their clothes, clothes on their body, whatever it is, paying their bills, you need money. But that money that you're working for is not money. It's a liability now. And you have to be wise and start to convert and transfer the liability into assets. And that's what we're talking about here, building wealth in this asset and converting the lie into the truth.
Okay. Okay now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Absolutely. Converting the lie into the truth. What's fake into what's real.
That's right.
Because that paper money, they've been ruling by paper for so long. Paper. Everybody wants you to sign a contract. They got you into the contract to enslave you. Now they want you to sign a contract to unslave you. And this contract and that contract, and none of that shit is backed by anything, right? None of that even matters. For some it does. I'm not really here to knock anybody, but I'm just noticing that the power has been behind paper, and paper.
Yeah.
Like MC Light used to say, it's paper thin, honey. Paper is everything you say is just paper thin. And now that we're returning to this is so exciting to me because, like I said, this element holds a frequency. It has a tone. You hear when he pings it, right? It has a tone, and that tone resonates with you. And I strongly believe in us working alchemy with this meaning like sacred geometry with this. You can even create colloidal water, colloidal silver,
Yeah.
right? Some people, I've heard some people say they put this in some water and they let it sit for a while and they drink it. I'm not giving you medical
What
advice.
the
I'm not saying
pirates used to do on the boats.
Mm,
They put silver in a bottle of barrel to purify and preserve the water because silver is antimicrobial,
yes,
antibacterial, antiviral, and antifungal.
yeah.
So the medical benefits for silver, there are a lot of them, and then the applications for silver are in the thousands. So
Mm.
that's what I'm saying. We're dealing with something here that is really just, silver is the most undervalued physical asset on the planet.
It
And
really is.
yeah,
Um, you're right. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you
no,
off.
no, you're good. I was just going to say, and the world is waking up to the lack of availability of it and its actual real use. And
Mm.
that's why we're going to see silver continue to rise. Because just like you talked about earlier, when we did our show a couple weeks ago, silver was at 58. Now
Yeah.
silver might as well say $80 an ounce and going higher and not showing signs of stopping because the
Oh,
rigging and manipulation is being exposed, but it's also coming to an end.
mm.
So,
Oh,
so that shift that you talk about, that paradigm shift, we're talking about the snake, whether it's shedding its skin or eating itself.
mm.
We're talking about that line being drawn in the sand from, those
Yeah.
who have eyes to see and ears to hear, and those who are going to perish for their lack of knowledge.
Come on now. Talk about it.
Yeah.
I say. I mean, shit, y'all. I don't even know how many of y'all understand what's going on. Like, really, really, do you understand where we are in this moment in time? Right? You see all the things. He said, "Let Babylon fall." Yes, ma'am. All the things that's going on and what we're seeing around us. We see a lot of chaos going on around us, and all of that is distractions. All of these things about what's being released and things of that nature. But you're not hearing that part. The people in the high places, they're not talking about this. This is hush hush
Yeah.
because it's a problem.
Yeah.
This
They're
is
not
another
talking.
problem. This is another hole in the ship
Yeah.
that's sinking.
Yeah.
And it's like one thing after the other. But we need to pivot our attention from all the drama that they're posting and start learning how to position ourselves to be on the receiving end for once, right? Because normally they'll call us we're the retail buyers, right? That's what they call us, right? Because we can't like move big surpluses of in supplies. So, but the retailers are celebrating right now. And it's normally the other way around. They would have set traps. Like those of you, who trade and, bull traps and things of that nature, they're in the even prices. When it hits the even price, it normally reverses. All of these things, it's like things are going against the laws of nature with this thing. It's not dipping. It's not falling to where they want it to fall. So now they're chasing the price. They have no choice. They're like caught in the middle of the web right now. I want to play a little something. I don't know if you've been watching this AI character has taken over the internet when it comes to silver and gold.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been watching. He's called the Asian guy,
Yeah.
and I think I started binging on his videos. And for the past 3 days in a row, all last week, he's been on point. Everything he called happened. And he just dropped a video about an hour ago. And there's so many different pages now. So whoever's doing this, they're really smart because they have several pages just in case he gets shut down because he's
Mhm.
telling everything.
Yeah.
And he's showing the game. He's lifting up everyone's skirt, and you see what color panties everybody got on. And before we couldn't tell, but now we can see. And so they just dropped a video that I saw come across my feed. And it's about Shanghai, about how Shanghai's prices is really going to be the real number we should be looking at as opposed to the COMEX,
Yes.
right? Number. So let me share my screen And I'm going to play. I didn't even hear all of this yet, but we're gonna play a couple minutes because he doesn't waste any time tapping in. He gets right to it. So let me go ahead and share my screen.
Yeah, and while you're pulling that up, yeah, it's important that people understand that you want to get physical. You don't want paper contracts. You don't want ETFs. You don't want some certificate saying you own silver or gold. You want to make sure you have the physical asset, because there's a lot of people who think they own the physical underlying asset and they really don't. And that's why we're seeing a major divergence in the market, because we're trying to find true price discovery for assets. There is no real price discovery for any asset right now because of the massive rigging and manipulation by the Federal Reserve, central banks, and the government. And right now, the world is rebalancing itself. It's finding what is valuable, what isn't. And that's why it's important that, when the house of cards is collapsing, right? And when all the dust settles, you want to make sure that you're holding on to something real and something of value, okay? Right. Because there's a lot of people who think they have money. There's a lot of people who think they are okay. And as the reset takes place, as the dollar continues to lose status and value across the globe, those people are going to wake up and realize that their whole world was built on a lie, because they valued their wealth in dollars as opposed to valuing their wealth in ounces and quantity and acreage. So I don't know if you
yeah. That was absolutely. Oh, almost left the studio. All right. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen, and we're gonna play a little bit of this, and let me know what you think. I'm gonna play about maybe 3 minutes of it, and let's build on that and see what he's talking about. But he's been on point, so he just dropped this. This one is called. Can you see the screen? Can everyone see it?
Yeah, we can see the screen, and then also at the bottom of the screen, you guys should see Mama T's link as well. I see some people asking about where to get silver, and we're showing people how to get it at cost. No need.
Oh yes.
If you don't have to, but go ahead and.
Absolutely, we're going to talk more about that in a second. But I just want to set this as the premise. This guy normally goes in. I haven't even really heard it yet, but I know it's going to be some good shit. So go ahead, listen to this, and then we're going to start going into where you can actually get your hands on it now.
Just exploded to a record high of $85 per ounce in Shanghai. Let that sink in. While most investors are focused on interest rates, CPI prints, and short-term technical levels, the silver market is flashing a signal that historically appears only during periods of structural stress. Not speculation, not momentum trading, not retail FOMO, structural stress, the kind of stress that precedes systemic repricing events, the kind of stress that forces markets to acknowledge reality rather than maintain comfortable fictions. And right now, at this very moment, silver is trading at meaningfully different prices depending on where delivery actually matters. Shanghai, a market built around physical settlement, is pricing silver above $85 per ounce. Western benchmarks, dominated by derivatives and rolling contracts, are lagging behind at $79, being dragged higher reluctantly, kicking and screaming. This is not a regional premium. This is not logistics. This is not tax differences or currency fluctuations. This is a $6 gap between the price of real metal and the price of paper promises. And when that gap exists in a commodity as critical as silver, history teaches one lesson. The resolution is never academic. It is always forced. In this comprehensive breakdown, I'm going to prove why $85 in Shanghai is not a spike, but a signal. I'm going to explain the structural differences between physical settlement markets and paper derivative markets. I'm going to walk you through 2,000 years of monetary history to show you why the current gold to silver ratio represents one of the most extreme distortions in recorded civilization. I'm going to detail why industrial demand for silver is fundamentally different from speculative demand and why that difference matters right now. I'm going to show you the supply side reality that makes this shortage inevitable, not temporary. I'm going to explain why arbitrage, the mechanism that's supposed to close price gaps, is actually exposing the gap rather than closing it. And I'm going to give you the framework for understanding what comes next. Because when physical markets take control from paper markets, the adjustment phase does not wait for consensus. It does not wait for analysts to update their models. It does not wait for retail investors to feel comfortable. It just happens, fast, violently, permanently. This is the story of the day COMEX lost control, and why the price you're seeing on Western screens is already obsolete. Let me start with the fact that cannot be ignored. Silver is trading at $85 in Shanghai right now, not yesterday, not last week, right now. And even the coordinated pricing centers of the LBMA and COMEX are failing to stop this move as silver accelerates toward the physical benchmark that Shanghai represents. When price keeps moving despite visible effort to contain it, the message is simple. Control is weakening. For decades, COMEX set the global price of silver. What traded in New York became the reference price for contracts worldwide. Miners used it, manufacturers used it, investors used it. It was the benchmark. But something fundamental has changed. The benchmark is breaking, and the fracture is visible in real-time price data. Let's establish the current structure. COMEX silver is trading at approximately $79 per ounce. That's the paper price. That's what shows up on your broker's app. That's what financial media reports. But the Shanghai Futures Exchange is trading at $85. That's a $6 gap. That's 8% higher than the Western price. That's not a premium. That's a different market. Now, I need you to understand something critical about how these markets function, because the difference isn't just geographical, it's structural. The Shanghai Futures Exchange and the Shanghai Gold Exchange operate with a clear bias toward physical delivery. Industrial users participate directly, refiners participate, manufacturers participate, state-linked entities participate, and they demand metal, not exposure. When they buy a contract, they expect to take delivery. They expect physical bars to arrive at their facility. They expect to melt that silver and turn it into solar panels or batteries or electronics. Physical settlement is the norm, not the exception. The COMEX, by contrast, has a leverage structure where open interest routinely represents multiples of annual global mine supply. This is not controversial. This is documented. According to CME data, only a tiny fraction of COMEX silver contracts ever result in delivery. Some estimates put it below 3%. The rest are rolled forward, or closed out, or cash settled. The system is designed around financial settlement, not physical delivery. And this system works as long as physical demand stays quiet, as long as industrial buyers don't suddenly demand delivery, as long as investors don't question whether the metal actually exists. But it fails when physical demand becomes urgent, when factories need silver today, not next quarter, when manufacturers can't wait for COMEX to find the metal. That's when the system breaks, and we're watching it break right now. Here's how you know. Shanghai at $85 is not being driven by speculators. It's being driven by industrial buyers who need physical delivery. They're paying $6 over the Western price because they can't get metal at the Western price. They've tried. They've called suppliers. They've checked availability. And they've learned the brutal truth. COMEX silver at $79 is a theoretical price. It's the price you can see on a screen. But it's not the price you can actually transact at if you need physical metal delivered to Shanghai. So they pay $85 because that's the real price. The price where actual metal changes hands, the price where delivery happens. And here's what makes this critical. Once a physical settlement market establishes a higher price, that price becomes the new reference for anyone who needs actual metal. COMEX can pretend all it wants that silver is $79, but if you're a factory in China and you need silver, you're paying $85. And if you're a factory in Germany and you need silver, you're looking at Shanghai pricing, not COMEX pricing. Because Shanghai is where the metal actually exists. COMEX is where the promises exist. This creates a feedback loop. The higher Shanghai goes, the more obvious it becomes that COMEX doesn't have metal. The more obvious it becomes that COMEX doesn't have metal, the more buyers shift to physical markets. The more buyers shift to physical markets, the higher Shanghai goes. And COMEX is dragged along, reluctantly, kicking and screaming, trying to maintain the fiction that they're still in control. But they're not. They've lost control. And the gap is the evidence. In part 2, we're going to put this in historical context.
Honey. Honey.
Get this money.
Boy.
Yeah.
Boy. That was serious. Did y'all get that? Put a 1 in the chat if you understand that, what he was saying. And if not, I'm sure M.I.M.S could help us understand what he was saying in layman's terms. Because that was, shit. The jig is up. That's what I got out of it.
Yeah. We're seeing a divergence. We're seeing a divergence in the market. And these are dynamics and facts that we have known for a long time. And they have been getting away with the rigging and manipulation. Banks like JP Morgan and central banks have been rigging the precious metal markets for decades. I mean, their traders have actually been fined and went to jail. They've been fined up to about $1 billion, JP Morgan, for rigging the precious metal market. but at the same time, they're the largest holder of silver in regards to banks as well. So, you know, these dynamics that we're seeing, like I said, this is a very unique time period in history where we're seeing the reset literally in real time. We're witnessing history in real time. And the thing about it is that's so exciting is that we get to capitalize on it. You see, normally when there's innovation and there's changes in the market and the economy, we're left out. You know, we're the last to find out. We're not ahead of the curve. We're not able to capitalize on it. But now, because of information and technology and social media and things of this nature, now we're able to be abreast to what's going on, the ramifications that it's going to have in the future, and actually take advantage in that moment of time to not only protect ourselves, but to capitalize on it, you know? And so that's what we're seeing right now with this wealth transfer. The information is available to us, and also the access is available to us right now. But what we're seeing is a collapse in the dollar right now. I hope you understand that as you're seeing gold and silver rise in value, you're seeing the dollar collapse in value, okay, in metal terms. So the dollar is losing rapid amount of value and status right now as gold and silver and platinum and palladium and these rare earth minerals, these real assets rise in value. But of course, we talk about the most undervalued of all those assets is physical silver, right? And so all of this is correlating as well into the banking system. And they say silver is the Achilles heel to the banking system. You know, we are going to see a banking crisis because the banks don't have the money. The same way the COMEX doesn't have the silver.
I wanted you to stay right there for a second, because I was looking at some of the things in the chat, and I really think I want to make something clear that you may not understand about COMEX and Shanghai and this gap with the price, right? Tell me if I'm saying this correctly, okay? So basically, the industry or people who need silver to make certain products, they go to where the price is. So if COMEX is saying that they have silver for $79, and the industry, the people like Samsung, Tesla, whoever, and they're going to find the silver from them, but it doesn't exist. They just have a contract. So now they have to go to where the physical silver is, and that's Shanghai, and they have to use Shanghai's prices because they actually are holding the metal. So now what this is doing is exposing COMEX and saying, hold up, all this time you saying you got this and you charging me this, and I'm thinking I'm getting a deal for the shit, but you don't even have it. So now if I'm putting in my order, now you have to raise your price to meet theirs because you don't have it. Is this kind of what's going on here?
Yeah, it's been fraud. You know, it's been fraud. What happened is because people have valued the dollar. You know, the dollar was valuable. People wanted dollars, but there are countries around the world that don't want the dollar. Global trade is now being done outside of the dollar. You know, trade is being settled in other currencies and other digital and physical assets outside of the dollar. The dollar doesn't command that status and that demand like it used to. And so now, as we're seeing, you know, what is valuable and we're seeing what isn't valuable, and the dollar isn't valuable because they just print it up. It's just pieces of paper. And so now the world is clamoring for real. And the COMEX, now generally they will settle, you know, people who will buy silver contracts and whatever have you, they didn't mind settling in dollars because they were looking for profit. But now when we realize we're moving into this technological era where the demand for physical is real in industry and solar and military and EV batteries and vehicles, solid state batteries by Samsung, and all kind of data is coming out. And you're going to see more of this. We're going to see more news coming from the tech industry like Apple, like Tesla, NVIDIA, other companies that are going to want to lock up silver that isn't even available yet because it's still underground, They're going to lock it up in contracts for the next few years because they need this to survive. For the technology, for the industry, for AI, for the energy consumption, silver is needed. And there's not enough of it. So understand something. You guys are early to the party. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are early to the party. $80 for an ounce of silver is nothing compared to where we're going. Because when you have the type of collapse that we're seeing in dollar terms, okay, you're going to see that FOMO really kick in. Okay. As silver's going up in value, I'm buying more. I'm FOMOing. Okay. I'm buying more silver right now. And I got kilos. I got 100-ounce bars. I got all types.
Listen, we were talking about this the other day. You got the right kind of but what was it we was talking about? Kilos. You got the right type of kilos because there's some of us that's chasing other type of kilos.
Wrong type of keys.
Setting you in the prison house.
Right.
These are the kilos that you want. Now, I wanted
These
to
are
talk
bricks
to you
that you want right here.
Bricks, that's what it was.
That's
You
the
got the right
bricks.
kind of bricks.
These are the bricks that you want right here.
Hey,
Right,
yo, you want to
Not
get
those
them
ones
bricks, honey.
coming across the water with
don't want-
blowing them shit and blowing them out the water right now. No, you don't
Honey,
want them.
you want that's going. We ain't BMF over here. We ain't doing the BMF way. No disrespect to BMF, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about acquiring these now, right?
Okay.
How do people get their hands on these metals now? Because now I wanted to tell you one thing about the price, right? Always keep in mind this. This is why I listen to the Asian guy, because he hasn't been wrong. Every time he called Shanghai's price, the next day, this was what the price closed over here in America. Now he's saying Shanghai is selling their silver for $85. Right now, silver is $79. By Monday or Tuesday or next week, it's going to be $85. So be mindful of this gap, right? And when you should start entering in. All right. So because this is a time where we're really going to have to get in position. Okay, we're really going to have to get in position and learn how to acquire these metals and these precious metals and these coins and things of that nature, so we can begin to be a part of this transfer. All right, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. So, a lot of people are waiting for a pullback. When silver broke out to all-time highs at $50 an ounce, people thought there would be a pullback. When it broke to 60, they thought it'd be a pullback. When it broke to 70, they thought it would be a pullback. It's at 80, people are thinking it's going to be a pullback. The most important thing is to get the asset. Okay. If you're not really that savvy in this space, you just want to make sure that you get the asset. Even if the price of silver pulls back a little bit, okay, you want to make sure that you get the asset, because there's no crystal ball on this. But we know one thing for certain, that the value of silver is much higher than where it is today. So you need to project forward. This is not a get rich quick scheme. We're talking about building lasting wealth.
Yeah.
Okay? This is about building wealth. And when you're buying silver, I hope you understand something, that you're not investing in silver. You're not even really buying anything. You're just converting. You're saving your money. You're converting bad money, which is the dollar. It's bad money. Why is it bad? Because it doesn't preserve value for you and your family. You go to work every single day for dollars. You're doing things for dollars, and you're valuable. You are the money. You increase in value over time. So anything that you convert your energy or transfer your energy into should be a reflection and representation of you. But they have tricked us, and they have taken and devalued us. That's what they've done. They devalued us throughout history, and they've devalued the money. So we're working for something that's being devalued, and so the dollar is worthless. So we have to take something that is worth less, and we have to make and convert it into something that is worth, its value in gold, right? Its value, God's money. That's what we have to do. And so, So this is the time, and people are waking up to that. And so the dollar is not what it used to be, and you're saving your money in silver and gold. You're not investing in silver and gold, because God's money will never go to zero. You will never. I'm not going to have anybody call me up at 3 a.m. in the morning and told me, you buy all this gold and silver, told me to buy this gold and silver, and then went to zero. It would never happen. Gold and silver have been money since the times of Kemet. It's money all over the world: Africa, Asia, Europe, the Americas. It's mentioned in the Bible from Genesis to Revelations. It's constitutional money. Here in the United States, Article 1, Section 10 of the U.S. Constitution, we got about 12 states and more actually in the United States where gold and silver is legal tender. You can spend your gold and silver the same way you spend cash, right? So understand something about what we're talking about and what we're dealing with. You know, people say, well, I bought this gold and silver. You didn't buy it. You still have the value. You still have the dollar value. You still have the money. It's just in a better form of money. That's why we're converting the lie into the truth. And we got the platforms. We have the companies that are based in the United States, okay, that will deliver the pure physical silver and gold to your home. And you can set it up on automatic, set it and forget it. When you're building wealth, that's how you want to do. You want your wealth accumulation process to be automatic. It should be a habitual way of living. Building wealth should be a habit, not something you do one time. Oh, I bought an asset, I'm good. It should be a habitual way to do that. Now, anytime that you can automate that process, anytime that you can streamline that process, that is a successful strategy for the continued growth and accumulation of wealth. Okay, and so the companies that we have that are solid companies, I know the owners, they've been in the United States, they've been delivering precious metals for years now. Okay, and they'll deliver it to your home. And we show people how to get it on an automatic basis. Set it and forget it. You can choose how many coins you want to get every single month. And the company actually also lets people know how they can create a residual stream of income in the process for accumulating God's money. To me, there's no better business to be in than the money business. Okay. Right. And if you can be in the money business, and I'm talking about God's money, if you can help people.
There's no better business to be in than the money. Go ahead, Taurus. Honey, we dealing with a Taurus over here. Okay. So if you know anything about Taurus energy, they know about value. They know about anything that's worth something. And they are going to get their money's worth. So I would strongly suggest you pay attention and listen to this brother. Because if I'm hard-headed, I don't listen to nobody. But the moment he said he was a Taurus, I put down my phone. I said, go ahead, finish. I'm listening because he's proof in the pudding. I haven't seen nobody knocking no bars like that. I'm sorry. I haven't seen it. They flashing dollars and holding up stacks of money to their ears. What is that? That's toilet paper.
Yeah, that's right? The illusion.
That's the illusion. That's Comex. That's gonna be the new. That's gonna be the new term. Yeah. Like that shit, Comex.
Oh, you got that Comex shit. Oh, I like that. You Comexing out here.
Oh, you on that Comex. But right. So I want to answer the question to those of you. You want to know where to get your hands on this thing. Y'all want to buy? Look, I'm gonna share the screen, and you can continue talking because we just told you what the price was at $79, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna show the at cost metal screen. Now, those of you, listen, if you want to join God's Money community, just come on over, child. Come on, we're gonna do this. We're gonna have private Zoom calls. We're gonna do one-on-ones with people. We're gonna start doing more private calls, one-on-ones to help people really get the training and understanding about this. Now, if you want to sign up today, the link is scrolling at the bottom of the screen at costmetals.com. That reference number right there, that's my reference number. You will be put right in there. You'll be put in. You can start buying today. You can put your order in today. Now, I'm going to be honest. There is going to be a delay, maybe a week or two, maybe even 3 weeks. But you're going to get your coins because I was kicking and screaming for about 2 weeks. I was like, what?
Depending on how much you get.
And depending on how you better y'all better get it. That's all I'm going to say. You better don't be getting onesie, twosie. I mean, get what you can, but the price it's going to continue to rise. So I'm going to let you continue talking while I show them the site, right? I'm going to share the screen and show them the site and show them what's available, what they can buy now. But if you want to know, the link is at the bottom, scrolling across the screen. And if you can't catch that, I'm going to drop another link of the website where you can go right now, just click on the link, and you can start signing up today. And I want you guys to know one more thing before I hand it over to M.I.M.S, is that this is for you too. Once you sign up and you join the membership and you get your reference link, start sharing that with your friends and your family and tell them to sign up and they get a link and tell them to start sharing as well. This is how we spread the wealth. You don't want to be the only one rich in your family or wealthy. You know what that's going to do?
Yeah, you know.
You're going to wind up being broke again. Instead of, you know what they say, you don't want to give a person a fish. You
Yeah.
want to teach them how
Right.
to fish. So this is how we casting the line. This brother cast the line to me, and I'm casting the line out to y'all. And you go ahead and reach one and teach one and do the same thing. This is not a secret. We're not trying to keep this hush hush. We need ourselves in these spaces. We need to be in these places. We're not represented enough. We're not talking about this enough. And we're definitely not bringing the esoteric science behind it enough as well. All right? All right, that's enough of me talking a minute.
Yeah. No, and Mama T, you're 100% right. You know, even when we talk about group economics and you talk about, you know, our people, just our spending power. They were talking about we spend $1 trillion a year. We most economically powerful. You know, and the thing is, you know, the dollar in our community, you know, it doesn't circulate, you know, for one day. It circulates a few hours and it's in another community's pocket. But you know, here's the thing about the time that we're in now and opportunities like what we're sharing here with At Cost Metals is, one, we're converting a lie for the truth and getting God's money. So we're putting faith in God's money and not in man's money, which is failing. Man's money is failing. We're going to put it into God's money. But we also have a system that's rewarding us, you know, for helping our people acquire the asset, acquire the real money. And I tell people all the time, if you're relying on one stream of income, you're a disaster waiting to happen. You know, every wealthy person, they have multiple streams of income, you know, so if you can find a way to create additional streams of income, especially if you're talking about creating an additional stream of income by acquiring silver and gold, God's money, assets, building wealth, and helping, you know, your friends, family, and loved ones do the same, that's a powerful thing. That's a no-brainer to me. And so that's what we have here. And you can see, you know, here's some of the products they have at Cost Metals. And let me tell you about At Cost Metals. There's a lot of different online dealers out there. But when you go to check out, the price that they show you is not the price that you're going to pay when you check out, because they have it to where you have to buy a certain quantity, or they have it to where if you pay in this form or that form, they're charging more money. So all the online dealers out there, essentially, you'll see a price advertised. By the time you check out, it's much higher than what it is. At Cost Metals, the price you see is going to be the price you pay. Okay. And the reason At Cost Metals is valuable is because we don't have to overpay for the asset. Every other company, online dealer out there, they get the metal from a dealer, right? Their supplier, and then they mark up the price and then they sell it. That's how they stay in business and make a profit. That's every business. That's fine. But At Cost Metals kind of took a Costco type of approach to it. You acquire a membership, you pay that one time for the year, and throughout that time period, your membership is active. You can get gold and silver at cost. So what that means is the same price the dealer pay is the same price that you're going to pay. There's no markup on the asset, where if you go anywhere else, even your local dealer down the street, you're going to pay a premium. Now, the reason that means something is because if you can save money by paying at cost for the metal, then that means you're going to acquire more weight. And that's the goal here. The goal is to get your weight up. Okay. Ooh. Value your wealth in ounces, not dollars. Okay. How many ounces of silver do I have? How many ounces of gold do I have? That's how you want to value your wealth. Okay. Because in the same time, we are moving forward, but we're also going back in time. It's a simultaneous synergistic.
Back to the future.
Yes. Yeah. That's what's it's that synchronicity. You know, it's that 0 point inflection that we're having right now, where we're moving forward in the monetary system, but we're also moving backwards. And if you realize the value and role of gold and silver before 1913 and, you know, and before the establishment of central banks, you start to really see the value of this money. And when you understand that they have printed trillions upon trillions upon trillions of dollars, they have created so much fake paper money out there that as the house of cards collapses, all of that money that they've printed is going to chase finite real resources. There's only so much of it. But they've printed an oblivion, okay? Just printed trillions upon trillions of dollars, and all those dollars are going to go to chasing real resources and real goods, but there isn't that much of it. And that's why you're going to see a massive explosion. That's what we call inflation. We call hyperinflation, okay? Where the value of the currency just continues to rapidly decline and prices of goods and services rapidly rise, okay? And so this is not something new. Like Mama T said, nothing new under the sun. We just happen to be conscious and aware during one of the most significant time periods under the sun in human history, recorded history. Because before the United States dollar had the world reserve currency, it was the British pound. And the British pound was backed by sterling, backed by silver, okay? Before the British pound, it was the Dutch. And before the Dutch, it was the Romans who had the world reserve currency. And then before the Romans, it was the Greeks. And before the Greeks, we're going back to Africa and Kemet. But at the whole time, it was backed by gold and silver. It was God's money that was the underpinning in the value of the financial system. So you need to consider, not in dollar terms, the value of silver and gold and these assets, but you need to consider the purchasing power. What does it buy me today versus what did it buy me yesterday, and what will it buy me in the future? And then you look at the purchasing power of the dollar. What did a dollar buy me 50 years ago versus what does a dollar buy me today? And what will a dollar buy me in the next 50 years? That's how you need to move forward in valuing your wealth. Don't value it in dollars, value it in purchasing power, and value it in ounces. And one of the best way to get your weight up, okay, is by getting that membership with At Cost Metals, paying for silver and gold, converting, saving in silver and gold, at cost without having to pay that markup. And then also putting yourself in position to set it up on automatic, because they have something called the coin of the month. You can choose to be active on their coin of the month program. And every single month, they'll send you a coin, a numismatic coin, which is the highest asset class when it comes to gold and silver. It's more in the collectible realm, okay? But they'll send you one of these coins every single month. That's right, on a consistent basis, right? Now, this is good to have. I wouldn't want your full portfolio to consist of these. You definitely, want to get just some metal, but that's why we're getting, the membership to diversify and leverage into, the asset classes of silver, and gold with At Cost Metals. But yeah, get on the coin of the month if you want to. Set it up on automatic. Get the membership. Get gold and silver at cost. Accumulate the wealth. Accumulate the asset. And capitalize on the largest wealth transfer in history. And if you want to create additional stream of income, which I'm always for, and for people to have multiple streams, you're going to have your own link that you can share with other people as well. And as they buy silver and gold, and as they get the membership, you can put yourself in position to create a serious residual income in the process.
Indeed.
Yeah.
This is a great opportunity, and I just wanted to, let y'all know about this. Because, it's hard to find people that you can trust where you can buy things. Now, there's nothing perfect, especially now. There's things going on. This never happened before, guys, right? These prices never hit like this before. So everyone is just, what did you say? Like, there's a lot of smoke out here, and we won't know until how this thing is really going to turn out until the dust settles. But in the meantime, while they are scouring and running into each other and going sideways and backwards, get the plug and start acquiring as much as you can. We're small retail buyers, right? We're buying 10 coins, 5 coins, 20 coins, whatever the case may be, but keep collecting them. Just keep going as much as you can afford, right? Because I was saying this before, I had some money in a savings account for about 2 years. It ain't do nothing. It didn't do a damn thing. 2 weeks ago, I took some money out the savings account 2 weeks ago, and I invested. Yeah. You said it's not an investment, but I'm just to use the term. I invested into these coins, and in 2 weeks per coin, I made what, 20? I'm almost up $30 per coin. That's ridiculous. Come on.
Timing and positioning. You in alignment, Mama T.
Honey, thank you, honey. Thank you. This is what fasting do. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do, but I told Thanksgiving, I give up the holiday, right, for my ancestors because of what happened. When you give one day to your ancestors, look at what they're going to turn around and give you in return. You just give one day. Everybody feasting, filling their belly. You say, no, I'm a fast. And look what they turn around and do. Look who they bring in your life. Look what happens. Same thing with New Year's Eve. Everybody out there gonna be woohoo, kicking it, this and that. Be by yourself. Go somewhere and turn inward. Tap in to your divine self. Tap into your God, your creator, your higher self, whatever it is you want to call it, whatever it is you want to do, that higher being, that essence that resonates with you, that's out for your greatest good. Sacrifice all the noise just for that one day and tune into the resonance and watch your world turn around. Watch you now walk in divine time. Because that's what it's all about. Every day I ask for that. Today is the day I walk in divine timing. I'm always at the right place at the right time, shown favor, grace, and protection. That's all. That's it. That's all I want. And I just watch God work. It's a 24/7 job. It ain't never late. And it never cheat me yet once I let go and let God. And it really does work, y'all. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. I ain't trying to preach nothing like that. Not, y'all know I ain't trying to do all that. But I just want you to know when you just sacrifice that one day where everyone is feasting and you fast, do the opposite what everyone does. Try doing the opposite and watch your roads open. Just watch your roads open. So make sure y'all go ahead and go to At Cost Metal, sign up, start collecting, get on the membership. The membership is where it's at because that's when you get the things that cost. And then they send you something once a month. It's automatic. It's like a bill. Some of us, y'all spend some money a month on Hennessy, Newports. Calculate all the Newports you spend. I'm being kind of
it's the reposado now. They're on the reposado.
Y'all know what I'm talking about. But listen, just sacrifice something. Sacrifice something that you do. And once a month, you got that. It's on automatic. That's all you can get. That's all you can get because after 12 months, you got a little stack. And then that may be worth a hell of a lot more than what you were spending it on before. You know what I'm talking about? So I want to know, I'm sorry, you have anything you wanted to ask? I just want to ask if they had any questions.
Yeah, no, I was just going to go into, why I say, because people say I'm investing in silver and I'm the only person I know out here that really tries to make a distinction. You're not investing, in my opinion, in silver because investment stipulates that I can lose everything. I can, like I said before, gold and silver will never go to zero. It's always held value, always will have value. It's God's money. So when you're converting dollars into gold and silver, you're saving your money. You're preserving your wealth. It's more like money insurance. You have insurance for your house. You have insurance on your life. You have insurance on your car. How do you insure? How do you preserve the value of what you work for? You go to work for paper money. Well, how do you insure your paper money? How do you save your money? Well, you don't save it in dollars because the dollar loses value. It doesn't save. It's not a savings instrument. You don't save it in the bank because the bank doesn't give you any interest on your money. Okay, notable. They're loaning out 100% of your money. It's not even there. The same way the comics don't got the silver, the same way the banks don't got your money. Okay, so the dollar is not a savings instrument. It's God's money that you want to save your money in and preserve your wealth in. It's how you insure your money. I don't look at it as an investment. I look at it as savings. And when you're saving your money, that's something you're doing over a time period. A couple of years, 5 years, 10 years. You're saving for a house. You're saving for a car, kids' college tuition, or something of that nature. So saving is a longer term duration, and you save your money in gold and silver. And then obviously, like Mama T was saying, I think silver is up over 130% this year. Might be almost 150%.
Right.
So over 150%, in the last year, your savings would have went up But you know, if you save that dollar at the bank, they ain't giving you any interest on saving dollars. And then it's losing purchasing power year over year because inflation is about 8%. And that's being modest because they hide and rig and export the inflation overseas anyway. You know,
That's ridiculous.
yeah, yeah,
It really is ridiculous. You know, when you go to the store, think about 5 years ago, what $100 got you at the grocery store, right? And now what $100 is giving you now at the grocery store, what you're getting at the grocery store for $100.
right.
Now, if you spent that $100 just that 1 year and you bought $100 worth of coin, worth of silver, what would that silver be worth today?
Mm.
Right? So we have to change the way we think about what we're spending, what we're holding on to. We're so accustomed to that paper. I totally get it, right? We're so accustomed to the paper that we have a hard time adjusting and making the transition over to metals.
Yeah.
But that's where it's going and that's where it's really at, guys. And
Yeah.
when you really begin to understand that, that's your savings right there. That could be your retirement right there. Right? That's what you want to hold on to when the going gets, if things collapse and all you had was dollars, what do you have as an alternative? What's your leverage? Like, how are you diversifying? What do you have besides cash money that you can barter or anything with? You don't have metals. You could go anywhere in the world. Everywhere may not take that dollar. You can go anywhere. You cross over the border and go to Mexico. You hand them a $20 bill. They're gonna be like, "What is this?" You have to go exchange that for their money. But if you got some silver, oh yeah, they're gonna know exactly what to do with that.
Yeah.
They'll accept that. So we're gonna have to just get
And
a little bit more educated and learn more about these metals and how to convert them and how to diversify and how to even learn more about digital currency. I wanted you to tap into that as
yeah,
well because there was some questions about that. I'm trying to find before we go home. I know I have I'm thinking of my referral code is Mama T, just in case you wanted to know what the referral code is. But do you see the URLs scrolling at the bottom? Many people are asking. The link is right there. I'm going to try to put it in the chat again, but
maybe.
the link is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, guys. And also, I just dropped the link in the chat so you can go and maybe I don't know if you can click on that or if you can copy that. I can't pin it. I don't think so. It's
That's a
not
copy.
allowing me to do any of that. But copy and paste that, and you can get started. Or if you really want to just know a little bit more, you want to get into the God's Money community, it's also right there on the link too. Just go to the webpage here. You could just copy and paste this, however you want it, because there's other links there for other options for you as well. So I wanted you to go ahead and tap in and talk about digital assets
Yeah.
and
And
also digital gold, if you
yeah.
can.
And I wanted to go into you know, you had mentioned even 5 years ago. So 5 years ago, $100 would have bought you 5 ounces silver eagles, 5 silver eagle coins. Today, $100 is going to get you one. Okay. So that's just in 5 years. And so what I like to do is I like to project. Well, what do you think in the next 5 years, what you're going to be able to get? And most people won't be able to afford an ounce of silver. So they're going to have to get fractions, which is fine, a half ounce, quarter ounce, tenth of an ounce, and so on. Right. You know, so that's why, you know, it's important that you get these assets and you get them now, while you can still get an ounce, you know, while you can still get a significant amount for your value. And so we're going to continue to see these assets, you know, rise in value, and you want to make sure that you get them and get them now. And, you know, as far as, you know, Mama T, like you were saying, we're talking about these digital assets. So we are literally moving forward and evolving. That's one thing they can't stop. You know, evolution. The only thing constant in the universe is change, right? And so just like we've seen everything else evolve, okay, and change and transform and grow over time, the monetary system is doing the same thing right now, okay? So just think about the electronics, gaming systems, vehicles, just think of anything and look at the progression of it over the last 10, 20 years, how it has enhanced, how it has become more advanced and gotten better. Well, the same thing is happening with the monetary system. The way we move money, the way money is accounted for, the way money is created, everything is moving digital, okay? So when you're looking at blockchain, cryptocurrency, digital assets, understand something, that's not going anywhere. That is the evolution of the monetary system. And it doesn't care about your feelings about it, how you feel about crypto and what do you think about blockchain and all this. The same way people didn't have an opinion when they rolled out Visa and MasterCards and credit, right? Before that time, it was cash and checks. Now they have Visa and MasterCard and plastic. Everybody has that in their wallet now. But when they introduced that, people didn't like it. They didn't want it because they were used to cash and checks, right? So it's the same thing when we're talking about cryptocurrency and blockchain and these digital assets. Whether you like it or not, this is where the world is moving. We're talking about the macro situation, the things that we can't control. So everybody's going to be dealing with the blockchain. Everybody's going to be dealing with digital assets, whether you want to or not. They're going to implement it in the back end of the software that you're already using now to conduct global trade and commerce and spend and do buying and transacting, right? But the difference, once again, in the opportunity in this reset is either the blockchain is going to be using you or you're going to be using the blockchain. Who's going to benefit from the technology? Who's going to benefit from the timing? Because before, we have missed the opportunity. We missed the .com. People didn't understand .com and internet and invest in Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google. This information, this consciousness, this promotion wasn't being shared in our community. Hey, they just came out with the internet. Man, all of us need to go buy some of these internet stocks and find the ones that have more value over time so we can create wealth and come together as a community and, you know, do some group economics and things of that nature. This is the time that we have now. And this wealth transfer is bigger than the .com wealth transfer. The .com wealth transfer is nothing compared to what's going to take place with the blockchain wealth transfer. So the way that I like to help people realize where we're going is, you know, a lot of people hear crypto and cryptocurrency and they have a preconceived notion, preconceived idea from that term, scam, you know, Ponzi, whatever it is that they're thinking, it's wrong. And the best way for you to change that is understand that you're dealing with digital assets, okay? A cryptocurrency is a digital asset, okay? And so the whole financial system, everything that's in the economy today, everything that's in the real world today will move on the blockchain. Gaming, okay, finances, you name it, everything is going to be on the blockchain. The opportunity for us to create massive generational wealth is because unlike in the old financial system where you had to be an accredited investor to be able to invest in a stock that was going to do something revolutionary or have some massive value in the real economy, you know, unlike where there were gatekeepers and you couldn't have access to that, now you have access. See, the blockchain, it doesn't matter who you are, where you are, how much you have, you can buy into these digital assets that are going to be critical in these blockchains, right, which the digital assets are based off of. They're going to be critical to the global financial system. And then you can buy them while they're cheap, while they're undervalued, while the massive amount of liquidity and money hasn't moved into that space. So we like to talk about buying cryptocurrency all the time, but the most exciting and attractive thing about blockchain and crypto is mining it. You know, being in a position, in my opinion, if you could put yourself in position to buy an asset one time, and every single day for the rest of your life, for about 135 years, quite frankly, it will pay you in cryptocurrency, whether you do nothing. It doesn't matter what you do, you're going to get paid in it every single day because you invested in it one time. That's the best position to be in, right? So we show people how to actually start mining cryptocurrency, and we show people how to do it in the best way. You don't have to actually get the physical machine. You don't have to have technical know-how. You don't have to worry about energy consumption. You're not going to get anything delivered. We are crowdfunding in a project where they're building one of the largest crypto mining infrastructures in Texas, okay? And by us participating in that crowdfunding process, we are being rewarded. We're going to receive cryptocurrency every single day for the rest of our lives sent to our decentralized wallet. So you might understand some of that. You might not understand none of it. But the point is that there's an opportunity for you to put yourself in position to diversify and create an additional stream of income from participating in this opportunity dealing with digital assets, blockchain, and cryptocurrency. Okay, so the wealth transfer literally is the physical and the digital being married. So we have ways for people to get physical silver and gold. We got ways for people to get blockchain based physical silver or digital silver and gold. So if you want to get gold and silver and you want to have it backed by physical, but it's on the blockchain in the form of crypto, we have that as well. The innovations that are coming out are just amazing. And for us to be so early to this space and able to capitalize on real value and real technology is something that we have to make sure that we share and we spread and we capitalize on it, because ain't nobody coming to save us. Okay. Obama ain't coming to save you. Your mama ain't coming to save you. Okay. Ain't nobody coming to save you when it comes to this wealth transfer.
Your damn self.
You got to save yourself. That's it. You know, and so the opportunity is here for those who got eyes to see and ears to hear. But this window is not going to be open forever. It's not going to be available forever because they're already passing the legislation. The companies are already integrating and partnering with the blockchains, with the companies that are going to be moving the value, moving the data, moving the money. They're already ready. The next 2026, we're going to start to see massive amounts of money and liquidity move onto the blockchain. And we're going to see these digital assets that we're looking at right now that are pennies and a couple of dollars shoot up to tens of dollars, hundreds and thousands of dollars. Okay. That's what we're getting ready to see. And those people who are still holding dollars and value their wealth in dollars, they're going to get wiped out. You're going to get wiped out. So it's important that people, capitalize and see, the time and what must be done, and where we are in the global economy.
Timing is everything. Divine timing is everything. And they're preparing, right? They know what's coming because they study astrology. They look at the stars. I'm always go back to that. I know some people may not understand that or be into that.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like whether you're into it or not, it exists. And it's an ancient science, and it's an ancient science of your ancestors. So we forgot, or no, it was removed from us, but they still follow it, and they know what season is coming up next. This is why they prepare 5, 10, 15, 20 years ahead of us, right? Many people make the argument, oh, they changed the calendars. How do we know this and that and the other? You have to do litmus tests to see. You got telescopes. You can see where the planets are. You can see the constellations and what they're in. Study that, unpack that, see what that means, and then take a look around you and see what's happening. You can measure these things now. It's not, we have information, we have encyclopedias at our fingertips. Everything you want to know is at your fingertips. And if you're too even lazy to search, you can just ask AI now. And it's spitting out so much information, it's making your head spin. So all this to say, we're in the age of information. So there's no excuse for you to learn and go out and apply what you've learned to change your position. So this is what we mean when no one's coming to save you. This is how you save yourself, by acquiring the knowledge and being in the know and and if you don't know and everyone around you don't know, baby, you in the wrong group. You're around the wrong group of people. Change your circle. See, everybody around here dumb. That means I'm dumb too. Well, if I'm the smartest one in the group, I think I need to get on about this group and go be the dumb one in the group so I can find the knowledge that I don't have, so I can change my life, change my circumstances, change my future, and also the future of my family. You can change your bloodline. So it's like, come on, guys. There's no excuse anymore. You just have to take action, right? So I'm going to always bring you information. I'm always going to look on both sides of the fence. I'm always going to bring you the spiritual aspect and component to it So it's not all about the physical, but you must be an alchemist and merge the two. This is how you become holistic. You can't be one-sided. You have to merge the sides. You got to bring them together. And this is how we should be moving. And everyone's going to start finding their own tribes and walking with their own groups of people that's on that same frequency. Because this is the energy, right? This is where we're going. Some of us can see it. Some of us have progressive minds and we can see. So when we bring it to your attention, learn about it if you don't understand. Ask questions if you don't understand. Join the groups if you don't understand. Come to the Zooms. Raise your hand. Say, oh, tell me about this. Tell me about that. I want to know more. I want to learn more. I want to get involved, because this is how you change everything in your life. You have to get involved.
Yeah, and so this is about preparing. You know what I mean? You want to prepare for what's to come. There's always warning signs. There's always symbols. There's always messaging. If you look up in the stars, I'm telling you, we've had so many celestial events with the moon, different type of new moons, super moons, all type of salt, we had an alignment. I mean, we literally had the planets aligned here not too long ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, this is the time. There are warnings, there are indications. And so this is just, one of the most dynamic ways that you can prepare for what's to come on a financial, physical level when it comes to having something of value to be able to purchase goods and services and build wealth and a legacy. But of course, having access to clean drinking water, go to findaspring.org, to find a spring in your area. Having non-GMO seeds, heirloom seeds, having access to that, so we're preparing in all different, kind of ways, but most people aren't aware in how to prepare when it comes to the money, when it comes to building wealth, because we don't have to live like hermits. We are wealthy. We are kings, queens. Wealth comes from us. We are the wealth, and
hello.
So go ahead. What did you say, Mama T?
I said, hello. Yeah. I've always said, we the money.
We the money.
We're the money. We're the gold. We're the silver. It's embedded in us.
Yeah. We don't have to live mediocre.
This is right. It's ours. Yeah. It's all ours. So you got to, once you change your mindset and you flip on that, because that paper ain't ours. It's never been ours. We've been chasing the paper, which means it's nothing. We've always been behind the 8 ball when it came to that type of currency, because we forgot that we move the currency, right? Yeah. We moving things. So,
and I pulled something up. Maybe you could pull that up. I put up a image I want to share. You're talking about the reset, and you started talking about how these people, the elite, whoever you want to call them, whether it's the people at the Bilderberg conference or whatever, we got all kind of names and things, but they plan these things 50 years out. While they got the average person on a day-to-day hamster wheel, trying to survive, most people thinking about today, let alone tomorrow or next year, they're planning 20, 30, 40, 50 years ahead of time. So this magazine here is called The Economist magazine. This came out in 1988. This is the 1988 edition. It's a Rothschild-owned magazine, by the way. And you can see this is what they chose for the cover of the 1988 edition of The Economist magazine. And it says, get ready for a world currency, right? New world currency, essentially. And you can see underneath the Phoenix bird, okay, which Mama T probably can go into.
Dollars is burning.
The dollars is burning. The fiat currency, the dollar, the euro, the yen, all of that is burning up. So they seeing that
like a gold coin.
And that looked like a gold coin with a digital number, digital zero in the middle, right?
Zeros and ones.
Zeros and ones, okay? So when I talk about the marriage of the physical money, gold and silver, and the blockchain technology, that's the new world currency. That's what we're moving into, okay? And so when you're seeing the dollar burning up, look at that as inflation or hyperinflation, as they're printing more money, because that's what the Federal Reserve is going to do. The Federal Reserve is going to cut interest rates. Trump wants lower interest rates. He wants them to print money. They have to print money anyway. If the U.S. government ever stopped printing money, which is the dollar, which is not money, which is debt, the system will collapse. because the system is ran on debt. It's not ran on money. It's ran on the creation of debt. We are debt slaves. So that's the whole thing about it. But as they create more paper money, as they create more debt, that's inflationary. So the money is burning up. It's losing value. Now, out of that is going to rise a new currency that the world is going to use, because the world is no longer going to want to stay on a dying fiat inflated, hyperinflated currency. They're going to want to do global trade and commerce in something that they can trust, in something that's verifiable, and something that is real and physical, right? Gold and silver. And then they have the blockchain as the public, decentralized, verifiable ledger to get that done, okay? But it's important that we're in that time period that they were talking about in the 1988 edition of this magazine. They already knew that the United States dollar will come to an end as a world reserve currency, and that there will be something else that rises up out of it. They just didn't want you to know. They just didn't want you to be able to capitalize on it.
They're sending signals to each other.
They sending signals.
Yeah. They know what this shit means.
Right. Yeah, they know.
Oh boy. Yeah.
So yeah, it gets deep. It definitely gets deep. And I'm excited because
extremely deep.
Man, 2026 gonna be a phenomenal year. For the consciousness of the planet, the vibration and frequency. That's why they're trying to lower the vibration now. They putting stuff in the air. You keep seeing these chemtrails and they spraying the metals in the air. The sun is trying to give off a frequency to elevate us and have us tap into a whole new consciousness paradigm. They putting all the 5G, all this electrical stuff, EMFs, and they messing with the vibration. They got you distracted on the debauchery and the lowest of frequency things. Okay, Diddy cases, all kind of stuff. Epstein, all this nonsense is distractions. It's distractions because this ain't nothing that they haven't been doing for the longest of time. They're the original authors of the wickedness and of the debauchery and all the filth. They're the authors of it. The same thing with their monetary system. And they're trying to bring us down with them. And that's why they want us to focus on that and lavish on that. But this is our time to really transcend and evolve to a higher level of being that we only imagined. We couldn't get to our natural state because the environment wasn't ready for us. But now the environment is ready. The planet is ready for us to rise back into that status and position. We are the gods that are returning. People looking for something outside of us to return. They're looking for somebody outside of them to save them. Everything is inside of you. Everything outside of you is inside of you. You are the answer you were looking for.
Boy, where's my stuff? I ain't got. Hold on, I'm gonna have to bring through my tuning fork.
Okay.
Okay. Listen, that's right. That's right, y'all. That's right. Come on now. Who's with us on this here? Put a 1 in the chat if you're enjoying the information, if you're receiving the information, if you're ready to go ahead and get in alignment with this thing. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. Come on. If you're ready to be a part of God's money community, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. How are you feeling about this thing? How are you feeling about the energy? Listen, we are at the end of this Gregorian calendar year. With about 30 days, was it 30, 60 days left in this this age or this year of the snake. I think they changed the Chinese New Year. That's about Chinese New Year. Let me tell you something. You see what's going on, what we played earlier, what's going on with Shanghai. They are now leading the race in this metal game. They are setting the tone. They are setting the frequency. Look at their prices. And if we got it cheaper, you better get it right now. But their prices is what's going to be tomorrow. So if they're matched at if they're $85, and when we showed you at cost metals, it was 82. By Monday, it's going to be 85, 86, 87. So with all this being said, watch what's going on. Check the pulse. Start looking beyond the borders, right? We are global people. We don't have to be limited or restricted to a certain area on this map. See what China's doing. See what India is doing. See what Mexico is doing. See who holds all the silver. naturally, where silver is naturally grown, where it's naturally mined at, because this is where they're moving all their energy to. This is where the industry is buying their metals from. They're setting the standard in the price. Okay, so just pay attention to these things and just become abreast and know about where we're going with this market. Learn about the industries, because you're understanding that the industries that we're entering into, it's setting the tone of the future, right? And that's just what it is. So whether you it's like this, either you get it or you don't, right? There's nothing guaranteed in anything. You're going to have to get the knowledge and the wisdom yourself to climb up out of your paradigm or wherever you are consciously. If you stuck and you don't get it and you're not trying to expand your consciousness and climb out of it, well, then you will remain there. And they got a system waiting for you, right? They have, like what we were saying, they have been studying the trend of where things are going by looking at the position of the planet and seeing what they need to set up for the next 10, 20 years. They're not just having this meeting just to have a meeting. They're saying, okay, this planet is going here, this planet is going. Trust me, they have astrologers in those rooms, master astrologers, and they're letting them know the upcoming alignment. Every country has a birthday. So they even know which country is going to thrive better than the other country that's positioning. So if we're moving from the snake into the horse, you need to look at the state's birthdays by the incorporation date. Who's the horse, right? Who's the goat? Because right after the horse is the goat. And look at the progression of what's going to be going on. Then you're going to see, this is how you create the litmus test on how these planets are corresponding and expressing themselves physically down here in this realm. Just by watching the nations and how they're moving, watching the states and how they're moving. Every state has a birthday. It's called the incorporation date. Every company has a birthday. It's called the incorporation date. Every country has its founding date. This is how they're moving. This is how they know what's coming for them and what they need to prepare for, what they need to get in alignment for. All right. So,
and I got two more, at least, share that I want to share. We can pull it up on the screen for the people.
Okay.
One is this right here is infinite market cap. So this is going to show you, the assets, the top assets by market cap. And obviously gold, God's money is at number one, $31.7 trillion in market cap, sitting at $4,562 an ounce. Okay. And then you have right under that NVIDIA and silver, which is now just moved up to number 3. Okay. Which silver is going to be number 2. What you're going to see here is gold at number 1, silver at number 2. You're going to see platinum, palladium, copper. These are going to be the top assets because every other company underneath that, Apple, Google, Tesla, all of them rely on those rare earth minerals that are being depleted right now. There isn't enough of it to get. And so we're going to see the value of these assets continue to rise, but soon silver will overtake NVIDIA as the number 2 asset, okay, with over a 4.4 trillion in market cap. NVIDIA is at 4.6. So silver is going to be number 2, right? And understand we're just getting started right now. We are just getting started when it comes to these assets. And so the other thing I want to have you pull up, Mama T, so you can see is that the historical performance, okay, of these assets, okay? Most people don't know. That's why I say when you talk about saving your money, it's not an investment. Don't look at it as an investment, right? You're saving your money. So if you saved your money in the last year and 1 year with silver, it's up 144%, okay? And those numbers will change as time goes on, especially in the 5-year and 20-year, because we just had this massive rise within a short period of time. But when you look at this, even with a CD or, in a savings account at the bank, your money isn't growing for you in the bank. And one thing about saving in gold and silver is that, gold is a tier 1 asset and silver is going to follow gold. I honestly believe we could see silver on a 1-to-1 ratio with gold.
Damn.
Yes. Yeah. We could see silver on a 1-to-1 ratio with gold. Okay, I think silver is more valuable than gold, because silver is, well, gold is in jewelry, and they store it and they hold it. Silver is used and thrown away. It's thrown away in electronics. There isn't enough of it. They've been manipulating the market. In fact, silver is a byproduct of a copper mine, lead or zinc like mine. So there isn't like actual mines on the earth where it's just pure silver and they're just digging silver out the ground. It's not a lot of them. It's very rare. Mexico has the largest one. But generally how they find silver is they find it when they're digging for other metals. Like I said, copper or zinc. So there's not a lot of silver to even be mined, to even come about. So, all this data and information and value is being realized. And so we're going to see, silver just really outperform the gains that you will see in gold as well on a percentage basis. We're going to see silver outperform the value and gains in regards to, when you're looking at gold and silver. But I mean, yeah, silver right now is $79.25 an ounce, and folks, it's going much higher. If you can't get an ounce, get a half ounce. Can't get a half ounce, get smaller amounts. But the purpose is that you want to preserve your wealth, and you want to preserve your purchasing power, and acquire God's money in this time.
I say.
Yeah.
I wanted to answer a question. Someone wanted to know, how do you join a Zoom call? Okay, so we're changing this up a little bit with the Zoom calls. So we're going to be having probably our weekly Thursday shows on the podcast. We're saving the Zoom calls for actual members, people who actually joined the membership, people who actually signed up for the crypto mining, because now we're going to start getting into training with that. We're going to show you more about the back office. We're going to show you more how to expand and learn more about the coins, the silver, and also networking and trying to share the information with others and answer whatever questions that you may be having in regards to your membership. So we're saving the Zoom calls for actual members now. So if you signed up and you have a membership for either at Cost Metals or the mining, then you will automatically be enrolled, and we will be sending you out emails on when the next Zoom call is. So for everyone who wants that, more training and more understanding on how this thing works for them. Okay. So, but we wanted to see how this goes. We had 223 people in the room. Shout out to everybody who came in the room and got the information. We'll probably be doing this again next Thursday. Say that.
Sound money clap for this.
I say. To the fork. I say.
Yeah.
This is great, because I think I want to bring, we need to bring this information to the community so people to become more knowledgeable and understand. And also, there's so much going on, and we want to keep you abreast to the knowledge of what's going on with the current events and the prices and the movement of the market. And the more you learn, the more you'll be able to get involved in this thing. So I just wanted to take the time out and bring that information out there and let folks know about that when it came to the Zoom call. Someone wanted to know, how is the coin shipped to you? And
I said in the mail.
in the mail. It's either UPS. It depends on how much you order. Once I got mine FedEx, and someone else that I think they got this USPS, and I got mine USPS too. So it all depends on what you order and how much you order. How it's being shipped.
If you order a lot, it will need to be signature required. We want to make sure that you get your. So it depends on what you order, how small or how large the order is, but they're going to give it to you in the mail. And they have a support chat. So if you have any issues, it helps support. And if you can't get anywhere and you're having some trouble, let me know. I have direct access to the owners, and we'll get your order fixed or situation fixed as well. And if you see something out there that you don't see, in the shop, and you want to, like, some people might want a 100-ounce silver bar, let them know in the chat or let me know, and you know, we can definitely get that order sent to you if you have, you know, want to do a larger order or something of that nature. That's not an issue. But yeah, Mama T pulled up this. I wanted to make sure, you know, since we got the people, I try to give as much value as I can while we got your attention, because like I said, this conversation is not being had enough. A lot of people are focused on what they're focused on, or they're distracted by what the mainstream media and, you know, those who control what you hear and see, they want you focused on. And most people don't understand it. So this is the U.S. debt clock, right? This is the usdebtclock.org. And this literally is taking government data, government information, and it's populating these values and giving you the status on the nation. So here's, you have the national debt at $38.5 trillion, totally unsustainable. You can see it says debt per citizen, $111,000, debt per taxpayer, $329,000. I mean, we don't have this. The money doesn't exist. It's all rigged. It's all fraud. It's not real, but it has a real effect in the real economy that affects people's lives. And this is what you have to hedge against. This is what you have to protect yourself against. These forces and dynamics and things that are outside of your control, you have to still protect yourself against them. But this is a great site that I recommend people go look at and study, because it has a lot of information, you know, in regards to the financial situation. And, you know, it has a great history as well, breaking down the monetary system. And one of the things I always like to touch on is here, is you can see that the battle that we've been dealing with between the central banks and you know, us having the ability to have our own money that is debt-free and interest-free, you know, backed by God's money. And so in 1862, President Lincoln issued $450 million directly from the U.S. Treasury. These debt notes were interest-free notes known as greenbacks. So you have Treasury money, and then you have Federal Reserve central bank money. So know that there's two different types of money. On June, and we know what happened with Lincoln. You know, there's people say one of the reasons why they got rid of Lincoln was because of greenbacks, right? Wanting to implement a central banking system. But also we can see on June 4th, 1963, President Kennedy signed Executive Order 11110. And what he did was he issued $4.3 billion directly from the U.S. Treasury, which was bypassing the Federal Reserve Bank. Okay. And these notes, these debt-free, interest-free notes were known as silver certificates. So we have the ability to create debt-free, interest-free money, but any president or anybody who challenges the central bank's ability to create value from nothing and enslave us through debt and credit and inflation and everything else, they get rid of them, right? So one of the reasons why we see also as well as Kennedy as well, but those silver certificates, it was backed by silver, okay? So we've always known that gold and silver was supposed to be the money. And when you check out this site, you can also see here, I just want to pull this up, that you can see the gold to silver ratio. It shows that the money supply, the M2 money supply, which is the Federal Reserve creating the money, right? Based on the M2 money supply and the available above ground silver should be about $1,100 an ounce. And let me tell you, this is still modest. Gold should be around $9,243 an ounce. And this is still modest. This is using government data that they come up with these values, okay? And these are, I'm telling you, these are still modest. Silver at $1,100 an ounce is still modest, because that's not even including the inflation that the banks create through fractional reserve lending. So every time you put money into a bank, they loan out 10 times more than you gave them. But where did the 10 times more than you gave them came from? It never existed. When you go buy a house, you didn't see the $300,000 in cash, did you? But you signed a paper and your signature gave value to that paper, and they just put a digit on the screen and they say, oh, 300,000, there you go. But it never existed. They create value from nothing. So that's what I'm saying. This house of cards, this fiat debt-based economic model is collapsing. It's collapsing in real time, right before our eyes. And that's what gold and silver is really showing us. The collapse of that model, the collapse of that system. And that's why it's important that you grasp the magnitude of that and position yourself. Yeah, it's a Ponzi scheme. When you think about a scam or a Ponzi scheme, That's the monetary system we have. That's the Federal Reserve. That's the central banking model. It's a scam. It's the biggest scam that has been ever laid across the whole planet, because the creation of money is debt. And the ability to pay the interest on the debt, you have to create more money or debt. So it's a perpetual debt creation system, because you got to pay the interest. Well, how are you going to get the money for the interest? You got to borrow more. The nation got to borrow more. And then on top of that, the more debt that they create, the less value the debt or the money in circulation. So not only is the money losing value, or the debt is losing value, but then you're taxed on it. So you see, this is it's wicked.
You screwed all the way around out here.
Wicked. You screwed all the way around. So that's why the founding fathers of this country, right? They said that the worst thing that this nation could ever face is a central bank. It's the Federal Reserve, essentially. The central bank was the worst thing that could ever happen to this country. They pretty much said we would be better off at a physical kinetic war with China. And China could be right off the coast of California. We'd be better off with China off the coast of California with a full-blown war than having a central bank in this country. Because if we ever allowed it, what they said, if they ever allowed it, what we're living in right now is what they prophesied, and what they said would happen.
Right, I was about to say we on the verge of that kind of now. Economically,
it's crazy.
They on the shores right now. Really, this is deep, very interesting.
Yeah.
So listen, how y'all feeling out there? Is everything resonating with you? You getting the information? So I don't want to keep everybody too long. We've been rocking for almost 2 hours. So I want to open up the floor now for those of you who have any questions. And I'm going to put it on the screen. And we'll see if Ricardo and myself can answer them for you. So I really appreciate all of y'all being here and getting this information out. So I just love y'all, and I love the energy. Everyone is really getting involved in this. This is something that we need, and I'm just glad for the participation. And everyone is here. Shout out to the 100s and the 5s. Somebody doing cartwheels. I know that's right. What's the name of the debt ledger, Ricardo? Did you just read from? They wanted to know what was that screen that you had. What's the website?
usdebtclock.org. usdebtclock.org, if that's what you're referring to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Create My Reality wants to know, do you need to join both groups? No, you don't have to join both groups. Join whichever one you want to join.
Yeah. If you're mining cryptocurrency with us, you got access to the Zoom. If you are a member of At Cost Metals, you got access to the Zoom. You got access to me. You got access to the information and the resources and knowledge that you need access to. You got access to both of us.
Okay. So is this up? What's this up? Girl, I ain't even gonna answer your question. This group, I don't know about car notes. We ain't talking about car notes. What those insurance included in the car? You in the right line, baby. I think you in the wrong line. All right. Anybody else got any questions? Come on now. Now's the time. Now's the time to jump on in and ask some questions. We got the master here, Mr. Ricardo, man full of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
Now, this used to say, how can I join the crypto mining? Yeah, there's a Google Doc for anybody who wants to start mining crypto with us. We obviously you can hop on the Zoom. We want to give more information for those who are already mining. But I think Mama T is sending out an email or join Mama T's, join the community. Or we got a Google Doc. So I don't know how you want to do that, Mama T, but we got a form that you can fill out as well if you want to start mining. Well, go ahead, Mama.
Yeah, so this is how we're gonna do it with the mining. If you want to start, if you came to the show, if you want to start mining, all you have to do is go to the God's Money community and send me an email, and then we're gonna send you the form, and then you could fill out. Once you fill out the form, you could submit it in. So I'm gonna send you you send me an email. Go to sacredtea.net. Just join up, and then there's a comment box. You say you want to start mining, and I'm gonna send you the form, and then from there we'll get you started. We'll get the process started for you. All right, it should be right there. I guess let me share the screen right quick so you can see this.
Yeah, show the website. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, we can see.
All right. So this is the when you go to my website, but this is when you're going to click on God's Money Community right here. And then you get the information about what we're doing, the mission statement, and how it works, right? You join the community, you sign up by filling out the form at the bottom of the page. You will get access to the private Zoom calls, replay links by email. All right, this is where the learning and positioning happens. Then you start to acquire real assets, stack physical gold and silver through the USA membership or the international option, the Quicksilver. You can acquire physical or digital gold and silver now by clicking on the reputable dealers. You click the links below. Now the optional is I call this the advanced track, right? Those who want to really get into the digital mining and understand that this is high risk, right? We're dealing with crypto. So crypto is very volatile and a very high risk, but high risk can yield high rewards or high losses. So I want to be completely transparent about that. All right. So at the bottom here, when you get here, you have the links to join at cost metals. And also, this is for international. Those some people are not in the United States, and they can't join at cost metals because at cost metals is only for people that lives in the United States, for the USA based only. But over here, this is more international. You can join Quicksilver community over here, and you can start accessing gold and silver and learning more. Now, I dropped this link here too. This is about acquiring gold and silver digitally, and we'll go over that more on the Zoom call. And I also have a link here for you to get a cold wallet. You need to learn about cold wallets too. Not having your wallet on the internet, because if it's not your keys, it's not your wallet. Learning more about that, making sure you get a ledger or any. You don't have to get a ledger, but this is where you can get one. You just click on the link here, and then if you want to sign up for the crypto mining, send me an email, or when you fill out the form below, right? There's a drop menu here. Just say digital assets and utility, right? Digital assets and utility, and I will send you the information and help you get started signing up for the digital currency. Also, I want to show you guys one more thing. We have this God's Money merch. Now, this is something special that I really want to focus on as well. So we have some merch called God's Money merch. Now, with the merch, a percentage of the proceeds is going to go to a God's Money fund, where we'll be doing monthly precious metal giveaways, right? Where we purchase real silver, depending on how much we get now, gold, and we'll give it back to our community, or we'll sponsor a membership cost for you if you wanted to join at cost metals, or if you wanted to get into mining, depending upon the merchandise we sell. A portion of that will go to a fund, and once a month we'll start giving that, sponsoring someone for that. And so there's the different types of merch we have here available. Go to the website. All of this is here. Got some hoodies, sweatshirts, some pullovers. I'm adding to it all the time. Some long sleeve tees. I think Ricardo has some on right now. We got mugs. So it's a little something in here for everyone, just to help the community more. This is how, it goes into, you buy the merch, part of the proceeds go into a fund to help someone be a part of the community by sponsoring some gold and silver and memberships for them. So I just wanted to share that with you guys as well. All right. Should I keep silver in a safe deposit? Here, I'm gonna put that up here for you.
Yeah. No, yeah, you don't want to keep it in the safety deposit box at all. Anything you put in the bank is theirs. And there's something called bail-ins. Okay, a lot of people don't know about this. You remember in 2008, they bailed out the banks, right? And they left Wall Street with the short end, or excuse me, Main Street with the short end of the stick. But they also now passed something called bail-in. So what that means, during the next financial crisis, technically, they can take the money in your checking account, your savings account, safety deposit box, whatever you have in their bank is theirs. Okay. Major liability, major risk and exposure you do not want to expose yourself to. So you don't want to leave it in the safety deposit box at the bank. Okay. When you're getting your precious metals, nobody knows, how much you got. Nobody knows where you're going to store it, but I keep mine in the safe, So I got the gold and silver in the safe, and it's next to the lead and everything else. So,
I know that's right.
Right. You got to throw that in there. Right.
Yeah. That's a metal too.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a metal too. That's valuable right there. Okay. And right next to the dog. Okay. And so, but yeah, you don't want to keep it in a safety deposit box at the bank. You don't want to keep anything in the bank. Okay. You don't want to get, in my opinion, is no point. Is really no point. You want to take custody of your assets. That's why in the precious metals community, we say, if you don't hold it, right? If you don't hold it in your hands, if you don't have it physical, you don't own it. Okay. And it's very similar to in the digital space. Okay. When it comes to cryptocurrency and these digital assets, not your keys, not your crypto. And what that means is that you have a wallet, okay, which is like your bank, okay, in the crypto space, and you have a way to access that. And if you don't have a way to access that, which is your private keys, your mnemonic phrases or seed phrases, then it's not your crypto. It's not your digital asset. So anytime you get cryptocurrency, you want to make sure that you move that cryptocurrency from a centralized authority or an exchange like Coinbase, Crypto.com, Robinhood, all these other centralized places, and you want to move them to your own decentralized, non-custodial, self-custody wallets, right? And in those wallets, you have the keys, you have the seed phrases, you have the private information that's needed to access that wallet. You know what I mean? So you just want to make sure that when it comes to your assets, you want to eliminate any liability, any risk, any unnecessary exposure. And you want to make sure you own and hold and have custody, of those assets, physical and digital. Yeah.
Someone else wanted to know how much silver is suggested to buy each month at minimum.
Yeah. So the way I look at it, like I said, so savings. Okay. You're saving your money. So whatever you save your money in now, you just save it in silver, save it in gold. You don't save it in dollars. Why? Because a dollar doesn't save value. Because a dollar is losing 8 to 9, 10% a year. The bank is not giving you any interest to save it in dollars in the bank. So there's no point in saving in dollars. So if you're saving money, in which generally savings is over a longer period of time. So you're saving whatever you're saving now. If you're saving $100 a month, if you're saving $1,000 a month, whatever you have designated for your savings should be in silver and gold. Now, your emergency fund, right, which you should have an emergency fund, they say for 6 months, whatever have you, your emergency fund should be in cash. And that should be easily accessible, not in a safety deposit box or at the bank. The bank is closed or it's a bank holiday or something. You ain't got access to your money. Well, what kind of emergency fund is that? Your emergency fund needs to be in cash. Your car breakdown or something, and you need to touch some cash real quick to get it fixed. Your emergency fund is cash. Your savings is in God's money, silver and gold, and your investments need to be in blockchain and crypto, digital assets, in my opinion. Yeah.
Someone wants to know how many days does At-Cost Metals actually start sending the coins or bars once everything is confirmed?
Like I said earlier, it depends on your order. If you got a smaller order, you can get it faster. If you got a larger order, it might take some time. Now, one thing I will tell you is that you will get your order. Now, the other thing is that the market conditions that we're seeing are somewhat unique. We've seen this in, pre-COVID, we've seen this during a lot of volatility in the market sometime. So you're seeing delay shortages, supply shortages, you're seeing delayed shipping times. We're seeing all kind of different things. But once I can tell you, you will get your metal. It might take a week, might take 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Depends on what you're getting, how much you're getting. But I will tell you this, you will get your assets. So I never worry. I look forward to going in my mailbox now, because normally when I mailbox, I'm getting bills and advertisements. But now when I go to my mailbox now, I see a box with some silver in there. I'm excited. I got some coins coming in.
They make you unwrap it too. You unwrap it like, what is this? It's a box in a box in a box in a box.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like a mystery box.
Mm-hmm.
Create my reality. You wanted to know how often are we meeting? So this is a good question I want to ask because I want to know how many people in here signed up for the membership. Put a one in the chat if you signed up for the membership, because then this will lead to the question. Because I want to know what's a good day for you to be available. Is it would weekends work better or evenings work better? Because when we have the Zoom call, I want to make it convenient for those to be able to make it to get the information.
They
But we
probably,
definitely will have replays. But I just want to get a vote, like a tally, to see um, weekends will work better or evenings
on weekday.
and like Sundays. We're
Yeah, I
thinking
think
about doing it
Sunday.
on Sundays.
Yeah, probably Sunday evening, maybe.
Yeah,
That's
Sunday
what I was thinking.
evening. All right, if that works. So we're gonna set that up and make sure you signed up. Once you sign up everything, I'm gonna have to start. I can go through and start checking. Another job for me to do. Uh, so I gotta go through, and somehow I'm gonna figure that out. Make sure once I get everybody, I'm gonna automate this thing
Yeah, I
somehow.
think Sunday evening. I think Sunday evening is going to be the best.
Sunday's good. All right, we're probably having a Zoom call on Sunday, and just look out for the lives that we do here for the general public on Thursdays. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that. Y'all done gave me a job, honey. I got another job. I don't sleep much now, period. So, but I love doing what I do. Yes, he is. Brother Hamilton is the truth. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Times
I
are
say,
better. Oh. Shout out to the wealth building family as well. We still here. We ain't going nowhere, and we just getting started.
all right then.
Yeah.
All right. Hannah said, call me ASAP, please. I did select the date 5th for auto delivery. Will I pay increased price each month? Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah. So if you got the membership or at cost metals and you chose to be on the coin of the month, right, which is that auto ability to get some silver on a consistent basis. Yeah, obviously, if the price of silver goes up, they're going to take that money from your account and send you the silver. But the silver went up. Now, obviously, you don't have to be on the coin of the month. That's totally optional. Okay, if you just want to buy the membership and you just want to go buy silver and gold whenever you want, you have that ability. But one of the great benefits of that platform and what we recommend is obviously being on the coin of the month. If you're on that, yes, if silver goes up, yes, you'll end up paying more because really you're not paying anything. You're just converting, right? You're just saving in more, gold and silver. You still have the value and that value is rising for you. But I understand people still need cash, right? So yeah, you will pay if the price of silver goes up, but you still have the asset that has that value that will go up as well. So you just have to adjust that according to your own personal financial situation.
I say, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, honey, you go to the store and you go to Sam's Club or Costco, whatever it is, you pay the membership and the price of bread went up, you're gonna pay a little more for that bread. So that's just the nature of the economy. You pay so when you paid your membership, that's a one-time fee though. You're not paying that membership like every month. You pay the membership for either the 6 months or for the year, which gives you the opportunity to buy the metal at the cost that they're paying for it, right? So that's what you get. And like what the brother said, then the option is to sign up for the monthly coin. So
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? So that's what somebody. Where'd you get the gold bags? Oh, honey, let's pull out the gold bags.
Oh yeah, I
Get the
got to stack
gold bag.
it.
I'm
Yeah.
so I love this, honey. Who's this? Hold on, I gotta get this.
I have to run upstairs to get the stack, but
Yeah, he Taurus
I had to run.
boss.
Yeah, no,
We got monopoly money.
yeah, if I'm gonna
Quicksilver
take that
has
link,
the
yeah,
gold bags. I
that
love it.
link,
This sister, I can't find her no more. If you can find this sister, this is a collectibles item. Like this is something that you're gonna have to keep this.
It'll go back.
For me, I'm gonna probably put this in some kind of frame or something, but go back. You can get them at Quicksilver. They at Cost Metals. I don't think they have the.
They don't have the go backs. Mama T gave you guys the website, and if you saw on the website, she had a link for the international community that can't take advantage of at cost metals. You also can take advantage of that link with that company as well. It's not just international, but they do have the gold backs. Okay,
Yeah.
so they do have the gold backs, which is Quicksilver. They have the gold backs as well, and so you can get some from them.
Yeah. Let me get this one more time for you guys. If you do want to sign up for Quicksilver, they do have some cool stuff there. That's where I got these from, and you can join in. They have the same opportunities there. Everything we're sharing with you guys is just not for you to buy silver and gold. This is an opportunity for you to set up your own little business with this as well too, right? Once you sign up, you get your referral link, and you can start sharing this information with your family. And when they go, where do I buy? You give them your referral link, right? Because you start building commissions. And let me tell you the beautiful thing about building commissions is that you don't have to go in your pocket to spend money to buy more silver and gold.
That's
You
right.
can use your silver, you can use your commissions
Pay for these.
to buy your silver and gold. This is how great, this is how we gotta move. This is group economics, okay? Group economics. You get people involved, everyone, they get the metal at price, at cost, you get a commission. And then they get a link too. And then they start sharing and they get a commission. Now everyone starts getting commissions. You don't have to start budgeting to buy silver. It's already in your account. The money goes into an account for you. So when you come to the Zoom call, we're going to go in depth to show you this. The money goes into an account for you. You don't have to keep depositing money. You can even have that money pay for your coin of the month. You see what I'm saying? You have to load money monthly. We just answered. No, you don't have to load. You only have to load money if you getting the coin of the month. But
No,
you would just look.
Yeah. So no, what at cost metals, when you get the membership, you want to add funds to your account via ACH. It's the cheapest way. Just directly from your bank, add it into your at cost metals balance. And if you can do credit card, you're gonna pay that fee. Try to avoid the fee. Just add it to deposit through ACH. But the only time at cost metals will ever take money out of your actual bank account is if you're on the coin of the month. That's it. So even if you don't have money in your at cost metals account, they'll go to your bank account, pull the money out to send you that coin. That's the auto wealth. That's the set it and forget it. Because that's not set it and forget it if you got to put money into your at cost metals account every month to remember to get that coin, to get that auto. So that's the auto feature. And then anytime you want to buy gold and silver with at cost metals, you just need to make sure that you add money into your at cost metals account first, which I said the ACH is the best way to do it, the cheapest way. And then once you have the money in your account, then you can buy, and get whatever you want and have it delivered. And then also with the company, when they issue a commission, if you've shared your link and people bought gold and silver, they will add that money into your account. And then you can either, get more metal with it, or you can have that money sent to your bank account. But, it's like Mama T was saying, I didn't pay for, this 100 ounce silver bar, which is about $8,000 right now, which only at the time was like $2,500. I didn't pay for this. I help people build wealth and acquire an asset. And because I've done that, I've made commissions, and I've took my commissions and acquired more wealth. And we just continue the cycle. Now, the other thing that's exciting about at cost metals is for those who are mining with us, who's going to be mining cryptocurrency, very soon at cost metals is supposed to be able to take the actual coin that we are mining, the digital asset that we're mining, and you can take that digital asset and buy silver and gold through at cost metals. So that's powerful, because when we're mining cryptocurrency, let's say after 6 months, you've been getting this coin every single day, and you either want to sell those coins or you want to get gold and silver with those coins, you can do that. And the next day, you're still going to be getting paid in cryptocurrency. It's going to pay you regardless if you sell coins every day or not. Whether you convert the coins into gold and silver or not, every single day you're going to get paid in a digital asset. And at Cost Metals, because I know the owner of at Cost Metals, and we also know the owner of the mining project, and actually the owners know each other. And so they are setting it up to where you can pay for physical silver and gold with the cryptocurrency that we're mining.
Someone asked, what happened with Quicksilver? What do you mean, what happened?
And nothing happened with
They
them.
didn't go anywhere.
They
The
still
link
here.
is if you want to sign up with Quicksilver, the link is on the website. I'm gonna continue to post it. I'll
Yeah.
continue to post it here. Forgive me, guys.
Yeah, Claude Anderson. Yeah, we can start to do some of Claude Anderson was talking about group economics
I
and
stayed.
aggregation. And yeah, we can put our money together and do some things, but we got to get the money first.
And we could buy a town, start
Yes,
growing food,
come
and
on
just
now.
being a part of this new civilization that we can
Talk
start
about it all
building
the time.
now.
There's
Oh yeah,
whole
I'm
towns for sale.
build the
You can buy a
city.
whole town for
Hey,
$1.8 million. Buy a whole town. You got fruits and vegetables growing in the front yard, backyard, side street, and the main street. Do whatever we want. Have real innovative housing. We don't have to stick with the same housing model. We can do all kind of things when we put that money together and really generate wealth. Because, you know, like Claude Anderson say, we came out of slavery owning 1/2 of 1% of the nation's wealth, and today we still only own 1/2 of 1% of the nation's wealth. It feels like we got wealthier. People got paper, you know, and they got a little bit here and there, but we still only own 1/2 of 1% of the nation's wealth. So we got to change that dynamic, and it's going to be changed in this time period during this reset. And those who are capitalizing on it and acquiring the physical and digital assets, they're going to be a part of that movement. They're going to be a part of that transformation.
someone wants to know. This I'm gonna show you here. Oh, that was no. That's not. Oh yeah, that's the one. I'm sorry. Eat less to live more. 13. Like adding your stash to a trust. Yeah. Does At Cost Metals offer or have a link to some financial advice?
Adding your stash to trust, yeah, Acos Metals offer or have a link for some financial advice. No, that Acos Metals doesn't have they don't do financial advice, but you can add your metals and your assets to a trust. You know, that's a relatively simple thing to do. So you do have the ability to definitely take your assets and add them to your trust. Even your mining assets, your physical assets, your digital assets, you can add those to a trust. That's not a problem. That's something that you definitely can do.
I say. Woo! Listen. This was a good one. This was really good. This was a good show, good information, good company. Next time y'all need to bring some food so we could really just chow down and have some fun here like a whole family gathering. Know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Listen, thank you all. I really appreciate y'all for being here. So, those of you, I'm going to be going through all the files this weekend. And then look out for the email. I'm going to get with Crypto Rick, and we're going to schedule something. We'll see if it's going to be next Sunday. We'll see what we can do. And I'll try to get all the information out. In the meantime, go to the website and check out the blog. I'm going to be dropping weekly blogs on the Sacred Tea website about things that's going on with the metals and where we are, what's happening. And then we'll be recapping on the Thursday night shows. There's a whole schedule going on here now. I got to make teas and stuff. Woo, Mikos, you need a job, baby. That's my dog. I'm gonna have to give him a job. You know what I'm saying? But man, so listen, we're about to wrap this thing up. So brother Mims, Crypto, let everybody know where they can follow you, your links,
Yeah.
your website, your social media. I'm also gonna drop that in the description so you can follow the brother. If you have any more questions, you can contact him. and things of that nature.
Yeah. Somebody asked the acronym MEMS, what does it stand for? It's for
Oh yeah, break it down.
yeah, make it make sense. So that's what I do when it comes to the blockchain and crypto and these physical and digital assets and the economy. I try to make it make sense. And I took that and I started a university, Make It Make Sense University. It's inside of a platform called School. And so I put in some information and details there on blockchain and crypto and physical assets like gold and silver. I also have an AI agent inside of there as well that you can have a regular conversation to and learn blockchain and crypto, and it'll break everything down to you like you're a fifth grader. And I put a free ebook together as well. So I'm on YouTube, obviously Ricardo Hamilton on YouTube, TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I had to create a new Facebook because they literally just banned my Facebook profile that I've had for years for no reason at all. But yeah, I'm on those socials. So you can go to mimsuniversity.com, MIMS university.com. Make sure you add the www. It's a forward and link to the school platform. And right now you can get free access and read the free ebook and take advantage of some of the content that I put in there. And I'll be adding more and enhancing it as time goes on. But yeah, that's how you can definitely reach me. And if you have any questions or something of that nature, you can also email me at my email, rhamilton19@gmail.com.
So this has been great, man. I really appreciate you sharing all this information to the peoples, getting this knowledge. So can we reach out to y'all for questions at
Most definitely.
Yeah, sure. But listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something too now. Hold on, let me share the screen because At Cost Metals has some information that you guys need to read too, right? Read everything they have and then write your questions down because some of the things are already there. I think they have some slides. They download their PDFs, right? Make sure you download. Let me see if I can see something here. They got PDFs explaining a lot of stuff. So make sure when you go to their website, go through it, read the PDFs. Everything is self-explanatory to you. If you don't understand, then that's when you write your questions down. Now, if you do need to contact them, they do have a bot. They got two connections there. What I do, I ask to speak to a human person. I need to speak to a customer service, a live representative, if they can't answer my question. Because, so they're programmed, and they'll ask, is there anything else you need? And I'll just say, yeah, I need to speak to, could someone email me and this and that and the other. And they're going to ask for your username or your reference name. You make sure you fill that in and give them a minute, guys, because they're busy, right? So for a human person to come to you, it's probably going to take maybe an hour, 30 minutes to an hour. But if you miss the chat, they'll probably email you. So make sure you have all your information up to date. And always ask to speak to a live representative. But go through the PDF files. They're all the way at the bottom. Once you sign in, you scroll in, they have some PDF files for you to go ahead and read up on and learn about their site and what they do. And if they don't have the answer to your question there, then yeah, absolutely reach out and see if we can help you with that. All right, Jess?
Yeah, Monday's going to be interesting. Monday is definitely going to be interesting. They tried to stop silver from going to 75. I'm just reading one of the comments there. It said banks hit up the Fed. They hit the Fed in the overnight market to cover their losses. It could be a panic on Monday, possibly. Yeah, we're definitely in a banking crisis. When you see gold and silver rising like this is a sign that there's trouble. There's a crisis. There's a problem. Okay. And they scrambling behind the scenes right now. They scrambling. So yeah, don't be surprised going into 2026. There's going to be more chaos, but amongst the chaos is an opportunity for those who are in the know.
What, did you go over everything you wanted to go over, man? Did we miss anything else?
Yeah. No, most of the links that I want to share, I shared. I mean, obviously with this, I can go on for hours, and we can go into
it's a marathon.
Yeah, we could talk about fiat currency collapses. We could talk about just what it looks like when fiat currency collapses. You can look at Venezuela as their currency collapsed, and you look at the value of gold and silver and how that has risen, and how much paper currency was needed to buy tissue. You can look at, what happened in Germany during their collapse of their fiat currency, and and understand that the dollar is fiat currency, and it's just a matter of time. Now, I don't think the dollar is going to go away tomorrow, but the question is what is the purchasing power of those dollars? What is it going to buy you, as time goes on? And how do you hedge and protect yourself against that? So that's really the thing. But yeah, I mean, we can, this is my passion. I get energy off this, and I get energy from people, seeing the value and wanting to get more. So yeah, we can go for hours, but I think I've covered enough that I can cover for this show. And obviously we're gonna have more shows and get into the Zooms and really kind of break down and expand and share the value. You know what I mean? Because it's knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge that's power. And we got access, and this is our time. So
It's definitely our time. I want to leave y'all with a visual before we go. I want you to just take a look at this screen right here. I don't know if y'all can see that. What you looking at? This is crazy. What you looking at? So this is a chart. This is a market chart of silver and where it came from. So let's go. Last month, we could say September 24th, silver was $43. So then it reached the high of 54. This is when they were like, oh, record highs. Then it had a correction. So the market goes up and down. Always remember that. It goes up and down. It has to correct itself. And, as we get into it, I'm going to start showing you all about certain indicators and things you can start using when you mark up a chart. This is the 4-hour chart. I use TradingView. Then it came in and corrected itself, right? So this is where people, when they say buy the dip, right? So when it reached its high of 54, it dropped to a low of 45. Now, you know what happened? People like Ricardo to myself, like, yo, silver on sale. And you buy. And then since then, now we go to the show. We had the show December, what was it, December? December 8th or something?
I think
early.
It was. Yeah.
It was $56. Between $56 and $57 on December 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. And see my indicators now. I ain't gonna these little dash lines. I was waiting for the pullback. I said, yeah. I said, I'm gonna wait because that Monday or so, that next week, silver went to $60, right? And I said, nah, it got to come back and retest this level.
Right.
It never came back. And so I said, done. Let me go ahead and get this silver now. So I went and bought some at $62. Just to show you what's going on. Now I got my alert set here when it hits 80. It's a achoo away. This is Monday. It's gonna hit $80.
Right.
And then I said another index. Well, it may fall back here at 69. It never freaking came. It came very close. And I set my alert too low and missed it. Look at it. Look how close it came. Look at this. Look where my alert was. I never got it. Just put it that way. So look at this shit. What the hell? This is crazy. Right? And now, yeah, for real. Yeah. Now, the reason why we understand what's going on is because now the video. Those of you who missed the show from earlier on, watch the video that I showed by the Asian guy. He's all over the place on the internet. And he's talking about what's driving these prices. So basically, the United States is playing catch up to where the price is because Shanghai, they're saying it's going to $85, right? And we're here at 79. By the time the Asian market opens, it's not even Monday. Everyone's saying, oh, by Monday. No, it's Sunday night at 6 o'clock. This is going to be $80 because that's when the Asian market opens. Sunday night at 6 o'clock. And then the European markets open at 2 a.m. Eastern time in the morning. And then New York opens Monday at 9:30. So just where this thing going? Now, the reason what's driving it, we told you about that. The industry, it has a demand. This is not people just want to buy because they're greedy.
Mm-mm.
This is an industry demand that's pushing these prices. This is totally different. This makes the world of difference when it comes to what we're looking at with this thing. Just
Yeah.
wanted to share that one last time with y'all. One last again.
Yeah. It's hard to chart this because we are in uncharted territory. So you can't really chart it at this moment in time. There is no, there's no balance in the market. Like I said, we're in what we call price discovery mode. So when you're in price discovery mode, you can almost throw the TNA out the window. Unfortunately, because there is no historical pattern to look back on to give you an indication. Now we know how markets move in general, but once again, we're still in uncharted territory in this price discovery moment. And like I said, we've had rigging for decades upon decades to the tune of billions upon billions, if not trillions of dollars over time of this asset. And now it's becoming the world is becoming aware of just how much physical silver there isn't.
Whew, Lord.
Okay. And so there's no real price discovery. Nobody really knows where this thing is going, but we know it's going much higher than where it is right now. That we do know. So that's why I say just get it while you can. Get it while you can, because it's also a sign of the crash of the dollar. It's a no confidence vote in the dollar. It's a no confidence vote in the Federal Reserve's note. Okay. When you're seeing gold and silver rise like this, and it's happening on a global scale, the world is watching. The whole world is seeing this play out. They're seeing what's going on. That's why central banks have been acquiring more gold than they ever have in any time period in history. That's why they label gold a tier 1 asset. That's why we're seeing, the accumulation of real value at a rapid pace, because they know that the collapse of this house of cards is happening right now.
The end is near. The end is near.
End is nigh. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. But it's not the beginning. It's really the beginning. It's your perception.
Yes, sir.
Because if you live in fear, if you live in uncertainty, that's what you will attract. That's going to be your experience. But if you realize that this is really an opportunity, and that you were born in this time for a reason, and that God don't put nothing on you that you can't handle. Okay. And like I said, you got everything that you need. Then you see, like, yes, there is going to be chaos. Yes, there's going to be challenges. Right. But the truth is, you got to walk in your light. You got to walk in your knowing. You got to know that you protected regardless. And everything that you need is there for you in the time that you need it. And you might not even be aware of the time that you're going to be in. But if you staying tapped in, you following the right people, you getting the right information, you acquiring the right assets. That's why I always say I'd rather be 1 year or even 2 years too early than 1 day too late. And I like to have things so I'll have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So no, we in alignment. This is synchronicity. It's our time. Yeah.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. That's amazing. How y'all feel? Y'all going to bed feeling good tonight, okay? Because when you come over here at Mama T house, you gonna come in feeling great, and you're gonna leave feeling even better. All right. And that's the hope. Oh, I read something that just threw me off. I saw a name that I really ain't trying to see. But back to what I was saying. Listen, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for joining us this evening. This will be on the replay. If you missed it, you can go back and check it out. Once again, if you want to sign up for At-Cost Metals, just go ahead and click the link. Go to the link. Everything will be in the description right after the show. The link to At-Cost Metals, the link to the website, the link to Quicksilver. And if you want to start to sign up for the not Bitcoin, the crypto mining, right? That information is all going to be there for you. All right. And so yeah, and then those who signed up with the membership and everything, I'm going to go through everything and put you all on the list and then start sending you emails when we're having the Zoom call with the Zoom link in there and whatever little specialty thing we got going on when it comes to the raffle. We'll probably do the raffle, not a, is it a raffle or the giveaway
Mhm.
probably next month. See what some people have been buying some merch, not too much, but every month, whatever we got in the pot, we'll do some kind of, I don't know, maybe give away on a live or something or membership or something. But I got to be checking with y'all because if you got a membership, we're not gonna do that. This is for those who trying to get in and can't get in, right? So call your cousin them if they really want to do it and they can't afford to do it at the moment. They may be able to be a part of the giveaway. All right, all right, all right. Don't forget the referral codes for the invite. Talk about.
Well, they might be talking about your referral code for at cost. If somebody just goes to at cost metals and you try to join, they'll ask for a
Oh
referral.
yeah, you're not gonna be able to get in. That's why I'm saying the
Which
links will be in the description.
just
Right.
put in Mama T right there at the end of it. You see it says MA.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the
oh,
referral code. Yeah, Mama T.
oh
MAH.
yeah, let's put them on the baby. There you
Yeah,
go.
that's one way to
Look,
do
y'all, I'm about to get sleepy drunk over here.
it.
My eyes getting low like I was smoking the cheaper cheaper. Y'all don't know what that is. That's another time. Talking about the cheaper cheaper.
Yeah.
But anyway, if we buy tonight, can we get it for the? You're
When
gonna get it at.
yeah,
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're
no,
gonna
you
get
good.
it at the.
At cost. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
go. You go. That's why it's called at cost. Whatever the cost is there. That's what you're gonna get it at. Now it's you. They're gonna have. You're gonna pay for what they're paying for it, right? So even though the metals closed at $79, they probably had to pay $82 for it to get it. So they're gonna charge you what they paid for it. But if that's what you get it at the membership price, you're gonna get it for what they pay for it. I don't know what the price is. I don't even think you can buy it without a member. Can you buy it? Can you buy the metals there without? Was it a higher price?
Yeah, if you don't get the membership, you're gonna pay a markup. Yeah, you're gonna pay a
Okay.
markup. So if like I said, this is not a one-time thing. It's not a get rich quick thing. This is something that should be habitual, saving money in God's money, silver and gold. And so as when you get that membership, you're gonna pay for the membership for a year or whatever have you, but you're saving money. So you're gonna save more money than the membership cost, especially because you should be saving your money in silver and gold on a consistent basis, every month, every quarter, some type of savings. So it pays for itself. Um,
I say yes, it does.
and I do go live. I go live on YouTube. Me and my have a business partner named Mike Tharp, and we usually do a runners. We call our organization called the Runners. We normally go live on Tuesdays on YouTube, and we'll talk about gold, silver, crypto, and the economy. I do go live on TikTok as well. I don't go live on Instagram as much, but yeah, you can catch me on YouTube and definitely TikTok when I go live. But I'm accessible. I make myself accessible. So if you reach out to me, I'm here to help and add some value.
All right. That's what's up. Look at this, y'all. Y'all got a mogul at your fingertips.
We just gotta
That's
give.
what's up. No, listen. It's very hard to have people that is accessible, right? And this is what you do, right? This is your whole thing. This is what you do. So I appreciate you for sharing and showing me the way, and trying to show some others the way, and hopefully they'll show some others the way, and this thing continues on and on and on and on. All right, so I hope we answer all your questions. I'm lingering on here. I'm trying to close this thing out, but I just want to make sure we answer everybody's questions. And just email either one of us if you have any questions. He's giving you the information. I give you the information because I don't know it all. I'm learning just like y'all. So, but whatever I don't know, I'll just send them. I'm going to forward it over to Ricardo. Ricardo, this for you. So, this is what we're doing. This is the pivot. This is how we moving. Still doing the esoteric. Still doing astrology. Still doing Mama T. As for my people on the Patreon channel, I got a video coming up for you this weekend. It's going to be pretty good. So y'all go ahead and check that out. That's going to be exclusive. And I'm going to be going live with y'all exclusively because I have to connect with y'all on a more intimate level so we could build. It's probably going to be doing something like around New Year's Eve-ish, day-ish, something like that. So I'm going to kick it with y'all. All right. And thank you all for joining Stella M.I.M.S podcast. Mama T, a.k.a. SHA Bliss, a.k.a. Mama T, with Crypto Rick. And until next time, y'all be good. And always remember to keep your vibes high and your tea sacred. If you would like to be a guest on the Stella M.I.M.S podcast, please contact me at info@sacredtea.net.